Look, there's the other one. Look, see the other one over here? Look.
Yeah, they look like real terrorizers.
Yeah, it's like freaking frack, right?
All
Look,
right,
you
we're good now,
Yeah,
Josh. I got it.
right. Rub my
All right,
fat
cool.
belly.
Exactly.
I couldn't tell whether that was a Rottweiler or Dobie, but as soon as he looked up, I was like, "Oh man, that's gorgeous."
Yeah, he's Adobe. There he is. Jet. Jet. His name is Jet, actually. Go figure, right? Jet. Jet.
Hey, and that was before playing.
Wait, did she just say foreplay? We want to watch.
Yeah, man. Now we're talking a live stream.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Let me get my dollar bills out.
That's
I'll
right.
pay-
All you got to do is chime in.
Hey,
Right?
hey, I'm sure you can get enough people to PayPal you so you can go buy you an F-15 or F-16.
Hey, Patreon.
Right?
Oh,
You'll
so
get enough subscribers tonight if we start seeing some good shit.
Hey, damn right. Come on, man.
Yes, we got it.
one
All right,
other
I-
thing
I
you got to
figured it
do,
out.
Raven, is a good job because you're quick on this shit already. So the on the Zoom, go to the make sure you go full screen and also do the multiple view, not the speaker view. It's up on the right. You'll have a choice. Gallery view.
Yeah.
And do speaker view or gallery view?
Gallery. Yep.
That's what you call love right there, fellas.
Oh, so we see everybody?
Yeah. Speaker view is or a gallery view is everybody. Speaker view will just highlight green that person that's speaking.
I got you. Right.
Right.
Hey, who all we got in here?
Oh, look, there's
We
Mr.
got-
Goodiac.
I heard we got Jackson RC
I got a head too.
What's up? In the house.
What's up, man?
My main man.
Showstopper.
That's Ray though, right?
Yeah.
And now we got Jackson. Now I see him.
So Jackson,
Nice.
you know how I'm partying tonight.
Good shit. That's looking good on the YouTube.
Hey, make sure to put that this shit ain't for kids.
Shit. They learn more in school now.
Right on. Yes.
Fix me dinner.
Look, it's sad. Look, it's sad, Dustin. I got you up on the big screen too, man. You see, it's like the double whammy picture here. It's like 60 inches of your face.
60 inches of damn awesomeness is what that is. Oh, man.
60 inches of the best looking shit on YouTube.
We are the best thing on YouTube.
Right on. That's what I'm talking about. This is more entertaining than a sack of cats. What are y'all talking about?
Pissed off cats.
Dude, what's funny, we can have pissed off cats in here. I'm
Right.
telling you.
Exactly.
I got 3 of them. Well, scratch that. My wife's got 3 of them.
Dude, this motherfucker right now, he's trying to eat in the dark. I promise you, if I touch him right now, he's going to be mad as hell.
Do it.
So,
Don't run.
so Jackson, you were talking about your injury earlier, and that was before your barn burner shootout, and you weren't able to say really make it. You can hear us. You can talk, Jackson. Maybe not.
His microphone looks like it's muted. It's showing up in red.
Okay.
Well, that's Ray's, I think.
Maybe he's like, I don't want you guys to hear me. I'm just listening.
That's
Okay,
right.
somebody's mic is showing up red. Is what I'm seeing.
It's raised.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I need to scroll over to the other page. Okay, yeah. I'm doing all this with a phone, guys.
Right.
Nice.
All right.
Oh
So
my
you
God.
guys want to hear the time I went to jail?
No,
I want
no, I haven't heard enough about that.
We want to hear about Chucky.
Man,
Yeah.
look. So here I am, like 3 years old, right? Chucky comes on HBO. I'm like, I want to watch Chucky. And my uncle's like, no. They go to sleep. And I'm talking about like the little doll, like murder, like little Chucky. And I had my parents that gave me this like doll. It's called like My Buddy that looks just like Chucky except like
Yeah,
the
you
white
did.
and blonde
I know
version.
My
of
Talking
it.
Buddy.
about this Chucky, right? Like this Chucky?
Yeah, like that Chucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next morning we get up to go cook breakfast, and my aunt opens up the oven and finds that doll in there, and I put like the chair like against it. She's like, "What the hell, like, man?" I had a dream thinking he's gonna come after me, and ever since then, no, I don't like Chucky. Nope.
Damn.
Who's more ugly, Victor?
Crazy, man.
Oh.
All right.
See, I think Jackson's trying to talk to us, and we can't hear him.
Jackson, can you at least tell us you can hear us? Give us a. I mean, you're just staring at us. You don't hear us? No,
I got. Is this?
Is he telling us to shut up? Okay, he can hear
Is
us.
he calling us assholes? Is he calling us assholes?
Have you guys ever heard the joke where some guy jumps in a hole with an Indian and he says, "Hey, where's the mountains and the hole and the teepee and all that?" And the Indian jumps out, and then white guy says to another Indian, "What gives? Why do you run away?" He said, "Oh, use sign language for when the sun comes up, I'm going to bend you over a pole and I'm going to do you until your eyes pop out." Dave just
Eyes
flipped
pop
somebody
out.
off.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Getting ready for tomorrow.
Nothing.
You're
Hey,
getting
girl.
ready.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Good. I'm exhausted.
What's up, the Amy?
The Amy is tired. Dave didn't feed me all day either.
She's
Yeah,
lying.
thank you.
I am not lying. I didn't eat until like 8 o'clock.
I blame her.
That is patently false.
That's not patently false. This is what Dave is doing right now.
I'm wondering why Dave's being defensive. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Somebody's lying here.
Let's just say if my wife said that I didn't feed her, I'd go feed her.
Just saying.
We
I
gotta
don't know, man. I make fun of my wife all the time. It seems like every time she gets food, she's smiling. It's okay, though. It's okay. She's smiling.
I'm happy. He bought me a house today, so.
That's true.
Ooh.
That's
Pretty
a big
good.
gift. That's a big ass Christmas present. I'm just
No
saying.
doubt. That's what I was thinking.
What did he say? Eat the house?
Yeah, right. There's a lot of gingerbread in that house.
Oh man.
Lord.
So, what do you like about the house, Dave? Or Amy?
She done took off, man. She went upstairs.
Because I was thinking, she probably actually picked it out, didn't she, Dave, or what?
Yeah, dude. So check this out. My wife and my mom, right? They go
Oh hell.
and look at the house, and they're like, "You got to put an offer on this house." Like, I ain't even seen it yet. I don't give a fuck. Put an offer on the house. All right.
Like,
I
what
guess
about
we're
this thing
putting an
called
offer on the house.
What about this
Like,
thing
I
called
didn't get to see
inspection?
it, man. We had already put the offer on, had the offer accepted, and put down our earnest money before I ever even saw the damn place.
Oh, wow. So, how was it?
It's awesome, man. The house is great.
Nice.
Y'all get to see it on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get Josh to facilitate a Zoom session. It may just be me and him in the Zoom session.
Yeah, we got to do a
But-
24-hour now. We got to beat Kenny now.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
No.
fuck that guy. Fucking
Not from 9 o'clock till 7 a.m.
What?
busting up our damn,
8 o'clock.
busting up our 8.5 hours with some 9 hours and 15 minutes. Like, fuck that guy.
Who's Kenny? What's his name? Who's Kenny? Like, what's he go by? It's not like Farmer.
Hangar 51, man. No, Kenny's cool.
Oh, he did. Wow, he did that. Like I did that stuff.
Yeah.
I did that stuff when I was like in middle school and high school, like talking to girls, like I don't know, from like 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's because we got
Listen, he
it was.
started at 9:30. I said, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. I went to sleep. Woke up at like 5:30 because I couldn't sleep. I hopped on the freaking computer. Them bastards was still on there till 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
Well, Dustin, you know, you went 9 hours and 18 some minutes, right?
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you know why he did that?
No, why?
To beat us.
Yeah.
Because I went 8 hours 18 minutes.
When was that?
Last Friday when
Friday?
Dave
Yeah,
did the
last
show.
Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. I was working.
And you know why I went 8 hours 18 minutes?
Because fucking Pilot Robert. Oh,
Well, yeah,
and it was to beat. It
Yeah.
was to beat Kenny's old.
yep, the 7 hour.
Oh, so we're playing Who Has a Bigger Dick? Gotcha.
Yeah, right
Exactly
now,
what's happening.
right now
That's exactly what's happening.
it's King Kenny right now.
Oh man.
I don't know, man. 9.5 hours is something to not be fucked with. I don't think we're gonna beat that.
We're gonna have to do like a relay.
I'm clocking out. I'm headed home. I'll catch you guys here after a while.
All right, see you
All
later.
right, man.
Safe travels, dude.
See you, bud.
Hey, Dave. I got,
What? What's up?
I got a question on a Spectrum receiver, a 630 receiver.
Yeah.
The Cirrus right behind me, I took apart because I painted it yellow instead of blue, okay?
Okay.
I took the
Yeah, I
receiver
couldn't tell.
out. I took the receiver out of it, threw it in a drawer with my other receiver. Well, coming to get receiver out, I pulled it out of the drawer and it didn't know if I was had the right one. So what I did was just reprogram it with my cable on Spectrum's website, okay?
Yep.
Everything programmed fine, this and that. I put it in the plane, and the friggin' the rudder and the elevator are both reversed. They're going the wrong way. Or they go left, rudder goes to the right. Same vice versa with the elevator, up and down.
Now, are you talking like the AS3X correction is going in the wrong direction?
I didn't even get that far. I was just moving to make sure it was working okay. So I went machine centered, and I go left rudder, and it goes to the right. Right rudder goes to the left.
Yeah, Dave's got a good point because even if you switch it reverse in your say remote,
Well, yeah,
No
if your
reverse shit.
if your AS3X is off,
I know.
you're gonna drive that thing into the ground.
I know.
Yeah. So here's the thing. With an AR-636, number one, don't ever reverse shit in the transmitter.
I touched nothing. I got on the phone. I told you, Spectrum was good. Horizon's been really good to me. I got on the phone with a guy from Spectrum, some kid, and we went through all the steps. And he says, "This is what you can create a new Acro model whole shot and try it the same thing." And he says, "Well, I'll call you tomorrow. Let me ask a few questions. I'll call you tomorrow." So he calls me today about noon. He says, "That kid and Pharaoh was wrong with it. We'll send you a new receiver. It'll be in the mail today. New 80-hour receiver. That's what I'm saying. It didn't make a big deal, but I didn't want a receiver. We'll fix this one. So now I got a spare receiver. Maybe I can fix it. Work in a different plane. Who knows?
Is he sending you a new one, like right now?
Program for a series, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Tell him to reroute that shit to my house. I'm just kidding. So, if everything seems like it's working right, do you have like the little Bluetooth dongle, or do you just have the receiver and the USB cable?
Receiver and USB cable.
So with the Spectrum app, you can go into the individual control surfaces
Yes.
and reverse them.
I know, but why should that be done if I already programmed it for a series out of their manual?
I understand what you're saying. I'm just telling you, if the shit's going in the wrong direction, reverse it in the receiver.
Yeah, you got to in the
I'm
receiver.
going to put this receiver on the side, use it for a plane, maybe a ship plane, and see if I can program or something. Maybe you can make it fly the right way.
You can make anything fly with one of those things.
Yeah. What I'm saying, if I program it to the series, why should it do that? Maybe it is reversed. I don't know.
Because Spectrum, not Spectrum, but E-Flight, they, I don't know if you were watching Kenny's show last night, but he kind of made a fair point. E-Flight likes to just throw in like reverse servos for no damn reason.
For
maybe
stuff.
Maybe your plane has a couple of reverse servos where they meant to put in normal servos.
Well, that's another thing.
I don't know.
The elevator is reverse servo. The rudder is a normal servo. And the guy says, "Well, they should be both reversed." I said, "They're not."
Have you ever changed the servos in that model?
But all I'm saying, I got a free receiver out of the deal. Not a bad deal, huh?
And look, that's good. Maybe I should call them up and be like, "Look, I'm programmed."
Oh, they're good. They're good to me. As long as you're nice to them, they'll give you anything. They really will, and they're great that way.
Oh, look, man, Horizon has given me a lot of free shit.
Mister, how are you?
Just for calling them up and being like, "Hey, this doesn't work exactly the way you said it was gonna," and they'd be like, "Well, we'll just send you another one."
About almost 3 years ago, I had an AT6. The ESC burned up in the sky, and it fell out of the sky and turned into a snow cloud. Okay, so I took the pictures of it. The ESC was burned up, lost all control, and it just fell down. I called Spectrum the next day, shot him a few pictures, through the email. They sent me a new friggin' plane the next day.
That's nice.
Damn.
Did you tell them you were running at 6S?
Well, I didn't go. I didn't get that.
I know it's a 3S airplane, but I was trying a small 6S battery to see if I could get some more speed. And the ESC just caught on fire. I don't know what happened.
You know what happened?
What do you mean that won't work?
What had happened was.
What had happened was.
And the ESC caught on fire.
Did good. It looked just like a rocket.
I brought it down, but it fell apart. But you can tell that's a.
Yeah, so I don't know what to tell you about why it wasn't working right. If you let me ask you this: did you use the right Cirrus model? Because they've got an SR22 1.2 millimeter and an SR22 1.5 millimeter.
Not millimeter.
And yeah. 1.5 meter. They've got a 1200 and a 1500. God damn it!
Oh, maybe that's what I did.
Yeah.
I bet you used it all.
So you might have picked the wrong one.
Let me check it 1 second. Let me check.
So yeah, Dustin, Dustin, the EOS printer is a 3D metal printer, basically lays across a layer of powdered metal.
Right.
Cocaine.
Laser sinters it, lays across another powdered. Yeah, it's not the stuff you want to breathe. People put on hazmat mask when they take the print out so they don't breathe that fine dust of metal.
Right, that's like on that when you first mentioned about your new gig on one of your live streams. That's why I was trying to send that link because Masura, for those that don't know, they make CNC equipment and they have a machine that does that. So you can basically build up the part that you want, the rough shape of it. Then you can go back and actually machine it out. And they're doing like stainless steel and stuff like that now. But that's high dollar stuff. I mean,
yeah. So like ours can be titanium, steel, a couple other metals, and then we have another one that works with 3D printing a whole different way. But the one that is also really cool, it's expensive, but it's a smaller one. It can print, like say, a polymer, the Oinks polymer, but at the same time, it can also infuse it with carbon fiberglass, and say other materials. So like even for my planes, I may make a structure of say light polymer and then reinforce it accordingly with carbon fiber.
Right. That's sick. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, man.
It's amazing what you can do when you have that kind of funds.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's one of those printers. It's a desktop printer,
Right.
but here's how expensive it is when you go to Mark Forge's website. Please send us a quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you have to ask for it, you can't afford it.
For $200, you can get one of these cheap pieces of shit.
Jackson was asking about it. So Dave, can you tell Jackson like the money that it takes to print all that and get Jackson some information on that so he can
For like just a standard FDM, like a small
Yeah, so you-
footprint standard FDM printer.
yeah,
You can
so
get up and running for less than $300, man.
Yeah, you want to show him that setup and all and tell him, what's say 200, what's more,
No, man, I've been drinking. And hit my game. So look, what I can do is, how I pointed you, like when you were like, "Hey Dave, man, show me Fusion 360," and I was like, "No, check out this Lars Christensen dude because he is the man on Fusion 360." So, what I can do is point you to some videos on like the Ender 3, and now they have like an Ender 5, which is more of like a box frame. It's like a Core XY style printer where the bed moves up and down instead of having like a carriage.
Everything looks okay with it.
And the Ender 5 is a much more stable platform, for printing, because you're not going to be worried about like your print wobbling around because the bed's moving back and forth. Because typically the y-axis, like on my printer, the y-axis, the bed slides back and forth, and it makes the bed kind of unstable. So, the Ender 5, I think it's like $300. Dude, and it's a great little printer. And, it's a great entry point if you want to try 3D printing without spending a fucking mint on it. I mean, you can go and buy, there's a printer for every budget. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's
you
what
want
I
to
told
spend,
Jackson earlier.
if you want to spend $100,000 on a 3D printer, there's a printer for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was working at CAT, we bought a printer that was like $125,000, and it paid for itself in 4 months.
What was the material?
Plastic.
Okay.
That's all it was.
Fucking
It was
PLA,
just flat.
baby.
It was just no. Actually, it was ABS. I mean, but it was
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
Like the actual machine was taller. I'm 6'2", was taller than me.
Oh,
But as
high
far
value.
as like the rapid rates and the amount and the accuracy and how fast it can print is where it really shined at. Because we would make interior pieces. Most of the guys for cabs at Caterpillar would make the cab components, and that way they could go in there and kind of put stuff together before we committed to making molds and stuff like that for the plastics.
Yeah, so all the prototyping.
Yeah, and that's how it paid for itself
Yeah.
very quickly, very quickly. But
Yeah, because if the engineers fuck a part up, it doesn't cost shit to 3D print one and try it out. But if you already like cut a mold for $100,000 and the mold is wrong,
yeah,
man, you just fucked up. So yeah, I can imagine.
Hey Dave,
Yeah.
how much is the roll of the polymer for your printer?
It depends on where you buy it from. So I get my stuff at Micro Center. I don't know if you got a Micro Center near you. You can get their inland. I get their PLA Plus, which can withstand a little higher temperatures and stuff like that. As far as like exposure, so it can, you can sit it out in the sun for a little bit before the parts start warping. And ABS is really good for that too. But ABS, you gotta have a special enclosure and some exhaust equipment to be printing ABS. You don't want to do that like just in a room in your house. You can print PLA and like TPU, which is like a flexible plastic material. PETG you can print in your house.
You're right,
But,
Dave. You've been drinking. I asked for a number.
Yeah, I know.
I was about to be like,
Check that. Okay.
$15 to $25, 15 to
We're
25.
coming back full circle. We're coming back full circle. The point is, all those
Full
plastics
circle.
cost a different amount. The stuff I get costs about $12.99 a roll,
Right.
and
But I
that
found my
is
best
for-
price was when I was in jail.
Right, and that's for about
Sorry.
1 kilo.
1 kilo.
That's for one. That's for 1 kilo.
And the cake was extra.
You'd be surprised
plastic.
if your cigarettes get you in jail.
Oh man. No, because I do.
Hey, y'all need to speak to Victor Shameless, man. He's over here lurking, and you know, we're just
I know.
He
Yeah.
must be like a little creeper.
Man. He ain't saying
I know,
nothing.
right?
I
We
do
need
something.
to. We all need to speak to Victor over there, man.
No, but if
Show
you
Victor
if
love.
you guys if you guys ever need help as far as like Fusion 360, that's what I design in right now, just because it's free.
Nice.
It's free, but
It is. Don't make money off of it. Don't let them find out.
what are you talking about? I do everything for free.
Yeah, me too.
So you're pretty up there, Dustin. How long you been running Fusion 360?
Oh man, I've been running it for about 2 years. So
Nice.
I've done CAD all my life.
Nice.
And that's what I did for Caterpillar. I was a design engineer. Then I switched over to hydraulics, and that's just a funny story. But now I've SolidWorks, Inventor, AutoCAD, even that's 2D, Pro E or Creo. That's what we used at Caterpillar. But now getting into the CAM side of things, so it allows you to program how your CNC's cut,
Yeah.
right? To kind of just help you generate that code for high speed machining. It's really what I like it for in the simulations. But I mean, there's better stuff out there like Mastercam, for example, but it's so expensive.
Well, so is Fusion 360 if you pay for it.
Well, the
That's-
Fusion
that is not
360 is
cheap software.
well, it's only $500 a year. Mastercam or like Inventor in Autodesk Inventor, which uses the same engine as Fusion 360, that's like $3,500 a year.
Good God.
Yeah, the CAD is expensive. It's stupid expensive.
Yeah, my boss was basically like, "Yeah, we're not going to do the Autodesk suite. That was 125,000 a year," and I don't know what I didn't hear him right or what, but maybe it's for the commercial and the suite, like if you want everything, you know. But I was
So,
just like,
Listen, how much have you guys grossed as a company year to date? Nothing.
"What's that? My company?"
If your company has grossed $0, you can use Fusion 360 for free up till you earn 100,000. Once
Oh,
you
yeah.
earn 100,000,
Yeah.
you got to start paying for it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's cool is
True
like,
statement.
as far as like I'm concerned, my company's been up and running for 2 days. Like the paint was dry and we were able to move in, and that was like the other day. And then today we actually had our machines arrive. I was running the forklift, unloading 2 trucks, and yeah. And then also we went to the furniture factory, and they basically gave us a plastic piece that I will be making, and I'll be doing the design in Fusion, making it out of the polymer, the oinks, and which is already reinforced, and then I'll be reinforcing it with some Kevlar or carbon fiber in there somewhere to make it a little stronger, but yet also flexible.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to design where I want it to flex. I mean, to me, it's basically like designing a bridge, which is what I did in civil engineering. Where do you want it to flex?
Right.
Where do you want it to be stiff? Where do you want your tensile? What material? You know, and it's like concrete where you have your column, and then within it you have your tensile strength from your steel.
Yeah.
You don't have tensile strength on your concrete at all.
Yeah, from your rebar.
Dude, when did this shit get serious, man? Because like someone started asking questions, and we started getting into like real talk.
Yeah.
Well, it's
It's supposed to just be bullshit.
it's funny that you.
Buzzkill.
Well, I'll just say
Y'all done
this.
killed it.
Well, I would say this. No, you're talking about the whole the Autodesk like suite. That's more of like where you get a conglomerate of different softwares
Yeah.
together
I think that's
versus just like I need just a CAM software or CAD software, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna
man.
see what it costs for just Fusion 360, but that's a good
It's
point that
$500
they've
bucks.
made.
That's all it is. It's $500
Yeah,
a year.
Fusion 360 is like 500 a year.
Personal or commercial?
That's commercial.
Commercial.
And right now they're supposed to be doing like a 20% off or something like that.
Cool.
The word on the street is that Autodesk is switching over their focus from Inventor to Fusion
I would say.
and taking away Inventor at some point. That's the word on the street. Because when you open up the hood, they still use the same engine to make the CAD and CAM, but who knows? Who knows? It's just street talk until something happens.
Yeah, and I haven't played with any of the other ones. I've only played with Fusion 360, but I'll tell you, when you start getting into like more complex designs and lofting and shaping and shit like that, like Fusion 360's got some really neat fucking tools in it.
Yeah, I would say that if you ever use like SolidWorks and Creo or Pro E, like the how you think about going into parts and like components and parts is totally different than Autodesk or Fusion, but you can still kind of manipulate it the same way, and that was the biggest hang up for me. It's because it's like, do you want to create components from body? Like, what the hell is this? I have no idea what this
Right.
is.
So Dave, do you 3D print? Is that what you do?
Don't ask him to show you a submarine.
Well, no, I mean I saw the submarine and it's pretty badass. But I mean I didn't know because my wife does CNCing, so that's why I was wondering. She uses different softwares, but she's researched a lot about what you guys are talking about. But she uses Carbide 3D and Vectric and VCarve and stuff like that. So that's why I was wondering, what you guys are basically. I know what Dustin does.
No, I am far more of a hobbyist there. For my job, I work in the IT field, right? I'm a network engineer.
Okay.
But I started messing around with 3D printing and learning Fusion 360 more out of necessity than out of necessity for the hobby. Like I needed a part that wasn't being made anymore.
Right.
So I figured out how to make Fusion 360 work, and just started making shit, man.
Right.
And like I've invested the only money that I've invested outside the printer. Like I've done a couple of upgrades on the printer, but the nice thing about 3D printing is most of the upgrades for the printer you can 3D print.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're not paying for shit except for spools of plastic.
Right.
But the reason I got into it though was to make shit for like stuff that I don't want to go to the store and buy.
Right.
Like there's a bunch of the little plastic parts that cost $20-$30 that you can 3D print them all day long
Yeah.
for like a couple of grams of plastic, no big deal.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the cost to like I had a buddy of mine, he's got an old school he's got and I can't speak to the types of cars. He's got some RX-7s. He's a big RX-7 buff, and he had like the vents that go on either side of the dash, like the defroster vents that blow onto the windows. They don't make those vents anymore. And he was like, "Hey man, can you make these vents for me?" And I was like, "Probably." So he threw me some measurements, threw me some pictures, and sent me one of his originals. And I drew it up in Fusion 360, and made up a few for him, sent them to him, and he loves them things, man. Printed them in ABS. He loves them.
That's the same thing. My wife's, she's basically self-taught with Carbide Create and with Vectrix and VCarve. I mean, she's taught herself how to use all this stuff because it's beyond me.
Right.
I mean, she knows how to do it. I can set the machine up for her, but other than that, man, she has to build the files and all this stuff. So she's pretty damn good with that kind of stuff. I just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, and that's the thing with like a 3D printer. You got to set it up the same way that you'd set up like a mill. You
Right.
know, like I mean, you still have to do like your XYZ offsets and all that crap.
Yeah.
And you still
Yeah.
got to set up your home positions and you know, and make sure that everything is spot on. Because if it's not, I mean, with 3D printing, you know, just like with any kind of CNC machining, you know, you're dealing with thousandths of an inch of tolerance. So
Yeah.
if you fuck that, you know, if you fuck up your initial calibration even a little bit, your print's going to be a big piece of shit.
Well,
So-
see, that's the thing. She's got a touch probe, you know, for this machine that she's got, and it'll pretty much zero out your X, Y, and Z, and for whatever bit or whatever you're doing. Which Dustin's on a totally different plane for what he does compared to what we do.
A
I mean,
totally
yeah.
different plane. That must be some machining jokes.
Nah, you know what I'm saying, though, man. He's on a different level of what he does and what we do. You know.
No, I'm very much a hobbyist, man. I don't do this for a living.
Well, that's where I started out, man. You never know. I started out with a hobbyist. Yeah, I went and bought a. I mean, it's not a cheap, but bought a like a Chinese CNC machine, and it just snowballed, and it's a side gig, and now I prototype parts for people, and I do like consulting for people that have ideas and how to manufacture those, and
Man, that's how it all started.
yeah, and now it's got to the point where I had to buy another machine. So I went from
Right.
a 1 horsepower machine to a 30 horsepower machine. So it's going to be epic when I get
Yeah.
it.
And that's kind of the interesting thing about 3D printing is, you know, as you get more into, you know, I guess as a hobbyist, you know, like understanding how the printer, you know, what it's like, what are the capabilities of the printer? What can
Right.
it do? What can it not do?
Right.
You know, so you have to figure out like creative ways of positioning the print on the bed, you know, to get it to print. You know, like if you don't want to use a shit ton of supports, you have
Right.
to, you know, reposition it, you know, on the bed slightly, you know, where you've only got a few supports at the bottom, but everything else will print without supports. You know, there's a bunch of creative thinking that goes along with just setting up the print in the first place. Not so much designing the part, but like getting it into your slicer program and manipulating how the print is going to work. And then you get into temperatures and all that crap, like what temperature the plastic needs to get melted at. You know, there's a lot to it.
And the other thing is, like, say for me, I'm not even actually hobbyist yet, but I'm getting into the 3D printing world. And here's how far I'm getting
Right.
into it.
You're getting into it as a professional without even taking the hobbyist step, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you're going in deep. Like, you're balls deep on day one.
Yeah.
Deep.
Into the deep.
I was
I
looking
mean,
at
deep.
I was looking at this machine and they're like trying to teach me how to run it, and I see this little wire. I didn't actually know how it worked. And I'm like, I'm
Oh,
scared as shit.
Can I
EDM.
pull this?
Right. I was like, man, is this like Star Wars where it's just gonna like slice off my finger, you know? And it turns out it's basically like a big ass hot wire cutter, a huge
That's exactly what it
ass,
is, dude.
Yeah, that might slice your finger off.
you know.
Right. Are you talking about
Yeah,
3D
don't touch
printing, or are you
that
talking
shit
about
when
the
it's on,
EDM
man.
machine?
Don't touch
The-
it.
Hey, at least it would be cauterized, Josh.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Don't worry, it's not bleeding.
Yeah, right.
I'm
He
fine.
won't bleed out.
I'm
He's
fine.
okay.
Yeah, they used to tell us that back in the engine room on a submarine. They were like, "Oh, don't worry if there's a pinhole in the steam lines. Like if you walk past that thing, it'll cut your arm off, but you know it'll cauterize the cut. Like that steam is like 1,000 degrees, dude. You'll be good to go."
Dang. That's
Oh.
reassuring.
Guys, you like my office?
Look, that's when you just break out the
Oh,
phone tap.
Michael, that's
You know?
cool, man. How'd you do that? Look at him getting all fancy over here.
Yeah, Rajka's sitting in like the fucking Kennedy Space Center and shit.
It's kind of a locomotive that I drive.
I was about to say, yeah, it looks like a train.
Oh, that's cool.
Sure.
Dude, that's what the inside of a train looks like.
It looks like high tech mixed with low tech.
That's like Josh looks like he's sitting in the cockpit of a jet, with the seat behind him. I know it's an
There's
airplane,
the chair right
but
there.
if you look at him, he looks like a pilot sitting in a plane. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
For sure.
It's funny, like the inside of a submarine, right? You would think that it'd be like completely high tech by now.
Oh, look,
And
Victor
there's
showing
a
us a
lot of it
leg.
that's like there's a lot that is super high tech, but there's still a lot of shit that was adopted from like the World War II era. Like
Yeah.
some of the stuff's just proven, and we haven't figured out a better way to do it yet.
Hey, ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's
Yeah,
what it-
right.
It's the inside of a diesel locomotive right there.
Hey guys,
Hey,
What's
Owen.
up?
I was bored. Can I please join?
Well, you already joined,
It's-
so I guess so.
It's too damn late now. It's
What's up,
too
Victor?
late now. You're in.
Hey, Victor, did you get your airline fixed?
I don't think he hears us.
Victor.
He's talking to his wife overseas. So he's like, she's prettier than you guys.
I don't know about
That's
that.
true. Like, I don't think Ray, Jackson and Ray, they got to be able to hear us, or they'd have hung up by now.
Yep.
They're just listening.
Jackson, my man.
I'm just listening to all the craziness. I'm not.
Oh, right, there's Ray.
Yeah, he can hear
The
us.
silent, quiet type. You know what I mean?
Ray's like, you guys are all right, but I got some other entertainment over here because y'all just ain't cutting it all the
Yeah,
way.
right.
Like,
Right?
man, we want to talk about afterburners.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We were
Like,
talking
I'm
about
tired of
fire
talking
and
about 3D
booty.
printers.
Look at
man.
it.
I
Loving
wanna
the
know
afterburner,
how,
man.
My brain.
What's that, Ray?
You guys talk about 3D printing and all this other stuff. My brain just goes.
As soon as Dustin said afterburners, he went, whoop.
That fire and booty. Oh man,
I love my afterburner.
dude. So I had my
Yeah.
I had my family. So we have a shop at my family's where
Dang.
I grew up at, and a small shop, and we always have the family reunions at Christmas there. That way they don't trash our house. And if my family's watching this, well, it's true. So anyway, I had like all my planes out, and I kind of had them roped off so the little kids won't like touch them and mess with them.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, that's so cool!" I'm like, it's styrofoam. It's a flying beer cooler. Like, it's cool, whatever." And then I showed them. I showed them my F-18, which has the Uniac afterburner in it. And like that was like the coolest thing out of anything to them. They're like, "That's so cool! It's got a light up its butt."
Right.
Right.
I love
Did you
the
have to
afterburner.
explain to
man.
them the whole fiery booty thing?
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
showed them like a video of like the real one. I'm like, "Oh, that's so real. That's so cool."
Yeah.
So Ray,
Now-
do you 3D
now-
print some of the things to go onto some of the motors?
Do
I
I?
don't do printing. Dustin's helped me with it, and I've got a couple other people that do.
Let me ask, is there any issues with, say, strength or anything for those?
Not with the stuff I've been doing. A couple of the first prints there were, but we worked it out.
Nice.
I
What
can
do
tell
you,
you
are you
this,
putting
the
them all
one-
in ABS?
What is it? I think it's PLA, and a couple of the ones Dustin's done has been carbon fiber infused stuff too. So
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
Is that
I
Maker?
can tell you the one that Ray sent me for my MiG 17, man, was plug and play, totally. It went right on the motor. Everything went perfectly. It was the easiest afterburner I've ever put in any jet, man.
that one's different too because it's made from a resin, so it's a different style.
Nice.
Well, it was awesome.
Hold on. Oh.
But yeah, I don't know any of. I tell the guys what I want, and then they make a couple tests, and then I try it out. They gotta put them on my stuff,
I don't know how well this is going to show up.
and then you got whatever works.
What is that, Dustin?
That is I'm printing a jet engine, and that's carbon fiber. That's half of the fan. There's
Man,
like
that's
12
nice.
fans in it. So I did find if you have a 90 millimeter F-16.
You gonna turn that into an EDF?
I do have a 90 millimeter F-16. What are you getting at, man?
that's the nose cone. It's carbon fiber.
That's sweet, man. I like that. I
printed
need one.
But this is the Guniac. That's the one I print from him. I know it's
That's it.
bad lighting.
What printer?
This is a FlashForge Creator Pro, but I've modified the crap out of it.
Yeah, so that was what I was talking about, man. Anybody that like is into 3D printers, there's no such thing as a stock 3D printer.
No.
Like you buy them, and the first thing that you print is all the upgrades for the printer.
Yeah, no, you always you're always going to tinker with it some way somehow. Like if you buy a Prusa or if you buy a Prusa or if you buy like the Ender, I mean you can go as easy as taking a cardboard box if you wanted to print like ABS because you need an enclosure. You need to keep that heat in. And typically what I'll do is I'll just cut on the bed. You can just do like a warm up cycle, turn on the bed and keep it warmed up for like 15, 30 minutes, something around there, just to get the heat generated, and then start printing. And you'll have a better success rate at that point with something like ABS or like the infused stuff, like the carbon fiber infused in it. So, I mean, it just really depends on how deep you want to go into it. I mean, you can go like 80-20 extruded aluminum and like build you or you can just use a cardboard box. It works.
And that's how I print like PETG. I don't do an enclosure with PETG, and you really don't have to, but I do get the bed up pretty freaking high. I can't remember exactly what the temperature is. I think I run it at like 80 Celsius for PETG. I run it pretty high in the very beginning, and I don't run the fan for like the first probably 10 or 20 layers of the print. And then I only run the fan at like maybe 30%. The cooling fan for the hot end, I only run it like 30% for PETG prints, and they come out awesome.
Oh yeah, and the PETG that has the I think it has the strength of ABS, but it has the flexibility of like PLA. It's kind of like a hybrid, I believe.
So PLA is really stiff, at least in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's really stiff, really brittle, and PETG has some pliability to it. So if you need to make something that's like, say you need to make like the lid of a canister or something that's got like a, like a lip inside there that holds it onto the top of a jar.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have better success using PETG in my experience. But apparently, like I know that PETG doesn't have the temperature qualities of like ABS. But it has the flexibility of ABS with the ease of printing of PLA, if that makes sense. Like PLA is super easy to print.
Guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later.
See you, Michael. Thanks for
All right,
joining.
man. Is all this geek speak getting to you?
No, I'm just getting beat. It's been a long day. Have a nice holiday, everybody. Merry Christmas.
You too, man.
You too,
Take
buddy.
care, Mike.
Buddy. Have a good night. Thanks for joining.
Merry Christmas. See you on my 24-hour special.
You're gonna get up and be still be at.
We need to do that on New Year's Eve, man.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that too.
The countdown.
That's a 48-hour special.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Let's do this. No balls.
All
No
right.
balls, bitches.
Bitches.
Like,
That's
look,
too funny.
I'll still be on the stream. I'll still be in Zoom. I'll be like passed out, drunk as fuck in a lawn chair or something. Drink in my hand. I probably have like fucking throw up all down my shirt, but
We'll hear
We're
it, but
gonna
the
keep it.
phone will be somewhere over there.
All right.
Hold my head.
Hey, I've been there and done that.
Yep.
Not good.
I think you were saying something recently about your wife holding your head or getting you home.
Yes, it was not good. It's bad.
Wait, you talking about me? I don't know
No,
if I've told any of those stories yet.
No, Jeff. He
Yes.
said, man, she helped me out.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. It was about 3 weekends ago, man. On Friday night, it was bad. God, it was bad. Sad part is, look.
Does
I'm
she got
53
pictures?
years old. I've never not remembered how I got home or anything, man. And I just remember waking up on the floor and vomiting, and it was not good.
Oh
I mean, it was
gosh.
bad. Yeah, I mean, it was tequila, man. Tequila.
It'll
Well,
get you every time, man.
did you keep your
Tequila
clothes
will sneak
on?
up on you too.
It was bad. and the next day was not much better.
Nah.
So this is some funny shit. The cat kicked the dogs off the blanket and said, like, get the fuck out of here. This is my shit. The cat's bigger than the dogs now, man. He's a big bitch.
Lord, y'all are crazy.
Oh man. So, well, me and my wife bought this house like 5 years ago. I decided like I want to take a bath. I never take a bath. It had a nice tub, so I'm in the tub.
Yeah, right.
I go in the tub, right?
Big ass garden tub.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there like, all right, so I gotta wash my hair, and then I go in and like the rinse it out. Next thing you know, I feel a hand on top of my head, like push my head like underneath the water for a few seconds, and like then I can come up. And my wife's standing over me. She goes, "That's what it feels like," and like just walks off. I'm like, I love you.
That's scary.
She sounds cold.
I'm like, I told my dad, I was like, look, let me tell you something. If I'm in the bathtub and I die and there's a toaster in the bathtub, it ain't supposed to be there.
That's a hair dryer, honey.
I knew Dustin liked to eat in bed,
Look,
but he didn't like to eat in the
It's
tub.
sad when they put a sticker on a hair dryer that says "Do not use while in the tub." I mean,
Unsolved mysteries.
I tell you, that's like straight out of government work, man. There's no procedure that wasn't written in blood.
Right.
Every procedure, every warning is because someone died doing that stupid shit.
Yes. Well, that's like the thing on the lawnmower. Do you see where it shows fingers going up under
And
the
it's
side?
got like a finger that's like cut in half.
My
Yeah.
my 8th grade teacher, I shit you not, my 8th grade teacher, we left for Thanksgiving break. We come back and this dude has got a bandage on his hand and his fingers are like this. And we're like, Mr. Bass, like, what happened? And he was a very slow talker. He was a different guy, great science teacher, different guy. But he goes, well, there was something in the mower deck, and I still had the blades going, and I just saw it. And when I went to grab it, it sucked my hand underneath it, and now I got half of a finger gone. We're like, here's your sign.
And that's why they put the sticker on
The sticker, but that's one of those motherfuckers that's like, I don't need this damn sticker, and like peels it off on day one.
But that's like
if he'd
the
have left
person
that
that
damn
spills
sticker
hot-
there, he'd have been all right.
But that's like the person that spills hot coffee in their lap, and sues McDonald's.
Such a stupid motherfucker.
I mean, it's coffee, man. It's hot, I mean,
And now they got to say the contents of this cup may be hot.
And got to
No
put a
shit.
sleeve on it. What I'm talking about.
Well, what's kind of interesting about that whole McDonald's like ordeal was that they were serving it higher than what the policy temperature was, if I recall right. Like, just say the example being like you're supposed to be served at like 125 degrees. It was like 175 degrees. So it was like instantaneous 3rd-degree burns. But still, have some damn common sense.
No
Like,
doubt, right? Yeah.
duh. It's like
man.
I tell my dad, like, if we remove all warning labels and just let natural selection take care of a lot of things, would be great.
Look, let me tell you what McDonald's inadvertently invented that day: iced coffee.
Yes.
No one was serving iced coffee.
Yeah.
Before
This is too cold.
Yeah, before motherfuckers spilled steaming hot coffee on their dick. There was no iced coffee before that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine being the guy that invented that little cardboard cutout that
That's
you
what
stick
I'm
your
talking
star
about, the
star
sleeve, man,
for like
the
the sleeve?
Yes.
Man,
That's what
that
I'm
guy was
talking
laughing
about.
at everybody to the bank.
That's right, man. Yes. Starbucks loves the sleeve, man. Starbucks saw McDonald's get sued, and they were like, look, guys, we're putting this fucking sleeve on our cup, all right?
Wrap it.
Wrap it twice.
Yeah, that's right.
Put a little piece of cardboard around it.
Exactly.
Everything better.
We're gonna stop selling plastic straws, but we're gonna put plastic lids on it.
Yeah.
So fucking dumb. That's
God.
so stupid.
Yeah. Well, again, though, that goes back to the sticker on your blow dryer. If you're blow drying your fucking hair while you're sitting in the tub, there's a problem. Okay, I'm just saying. What's wrong with this picture, man? You know.
What are you up to, Brian? Can you hear us? Well, you can hear us, but can we hear you?
Damn.
You're in the garage.
Oh, he's in the garage.
Must be cold. Where do you live, Brian?
Indiana.
Okay.
What, his nipple showing?
Oh man, I can't stand up now.
Hey,
So-
Dustin, it's supposed to be like 60-some degrees here in North Carolina.
When, tomorrow?
No, Christmas Day, man. Like 65.
Well, I'm gonna make a cardboard cut up myself and be like, "Merry Christmas." I'm going
Telling
flying.
you. It's supposed to be nice, man.
Oh
Yes, sir.
man.
Yeah. Hey, look, I love the weather, man. I'm not complaining. I hate to see it be cold anytime.
Yeah. If it's above 40, I'll fly. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
you know, my scrawny, my scrawny self, I just gotta layer up.
Well, that's me. I can't stand to be cold, man. I mean, but you know, hell, I'll turn the truck on and sit with that. Put the batteries in the truck and sit in the truck too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? We could just take the truck, pull up near the runway, and just sit with a controller out the window.
Damn right. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. Well, that's like, have you seen the guys that fly with the? There's a contraption you can put on your hands and your radio while you fly to keep everything warm.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
thinking that just doesn't even look right. You know what I mean? I can't imagine
Call it
having
the
all that
boots.
crap. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine, man. That don't even look comfortable.
A lot of guys, I mean, them Germans over there, like they got their stuff on lockdown as far as flying. Like there's this like 19 foot B-17, and this dude with this huge like control, and he's flying the snot out of it. I'm like, I get nervous flying my beer coolers, let alone a.
It's like one guy that flies over in Switzerland, man. Somewhere he flies off of a frozen lake. I'm thinking, you know, there ain't no way in hell, man. I don't want to fly that bad. You know, I mean, just like, what do you do? Ice fish or fly? I'm just guessing. You know,
Right.
like damn.
Dang.
Dude, I get nervous flying anything that I paid for.
You're right. No kidding. Me too.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like that's when I flew that fucking Bigfoot that Dave's RC sent me. I flew the shit out of that bitch because I didn't give a
You're
damn.
like, level of care 0.
Yes, that's right. It's a little bit different when he comes out of your pocket. One day I'll get to fly an F-15, I guess.
Yeah, you will.
I don't know, man.
I may know somebody that you can fly one, but
Look, you know, I'm just tripping tonight when he was going on and on and on, and nobody. I mean, he won't see in the chat, man. I'm like going, wait a minute, man.
Well, I mean, I like the guy, but I don't understand why he's going to give away these planes, and not just like drop ship them from Horizon, drop ship them from Motion, because
well, that's what he said he was going to do.
oh, was
And
he?
So listen,
yeah, that
man.
was
Oh, I thought he had it in his
said-
possession.
no.
sent me-
The whole plan was he was going to go through Ryan's site and drop ship everything right from Ryan's site, and that's what he was going to do with his
From Hobby
F-15.
Zone. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how he sent me mine. Mine got sent straight from Hobby Zone, which
Right.
was
Oh,
a
maybe
better
it's made
idea.
That's why you got yours.
And
Look
see,
at-
and that's the thing, you know, I
Right.
won this plane like the 1st of like November, you know what I mean? Here we are like the 1st of January practically. And he bought a yak 2 weeks ago and I still haven't seen a plane, you know, and I'm going, what happened?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's true.
Hold
I
up.
don't
Well,
know.
look at Ray's like his charging system. That's one heck of a setup, man.
Dude, Ray has all the good shit. Dude, he's got to have a hell of a charging setup for all those damn afterburners, man.
Damn. That's right.
Look at what he just said. He was whispering some shit in
What
the
are you
RE.
saying?
Fiction.
Oh, Affliction.
What?
You gotta turn your mic on, buddy.
You got your mic.
Let me
muted.
get my.
I got two.
Get it.
Addicted to it. I'm addicted to it.
Oh, you're addicted to it.
Oh, he's got addiction. Yeah, that's why he's whispering. He doesn't want his wife to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, right, right.
Man, that's
That's
something
right.
I do want to do is get. I've got 2 Venom duos. I really would like to get
Ray, are
a
you
nice
using
charger.
like a whole shit ton of HRB batteries? Because that's badass.
What were you
Like-
saying?
So the other batteries, HRBs?
Yeah, these.
Man, I love my HRBs. Okay.
HRBs are the best, dude.
Damn right. Look, I just ordered 4 6,000. So, yeah, I know what you mean. I love them. I've had good success with them, man. I mean, I can't
No,
complain. You know.
They're the best cheap battery out there.
Well, I mean, I fly my A10, I fly my big jets and stuff on them, man. And if you take care of them, I mean, I've got Motion's Admiral batteries that haven't lasted me any better, you know.
Right.
I mean, and they're a lot more money. I can get 2 of the 6,000 HRBs for $140. You know, go price you an Admiral or RC Jetworks for that price. You will never do it, you know.
And look, I will speak the gospel about the smart batteries all day long because they are good, but they are not cost effective.
Right. Yeah.
They are expensive batteries.
Yes, they are. Well, that's like, you know, the charging system I've got. I can charge several at one time with the case I've got and everything that I built. And I mean, I'd say, you know, 75% of my batteries are HRBs, man. And I run them down to about 3.8, 3.85. And I don't have any problems with them, man. I charge at 1C and they're great, you know?
Yep.
Dude, go get you like like an iCharger, freaking 410. You can charge like a 10-cell battery at 40 amps. What's up?
Dave, obviously you haven't seen my case, brother.
No.
That damn, look, I'm pushing out 24 volts, man, with this damn thing, bud.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
can charge your house with this damn case, man.
Let's do it.
I mean, this case is it's got some power coming out of it.
Yeah, I think when I get some money, I'm going to send you my 1,000-watt charger and ask you to get a, you know, just whatever DC power source, you know,
Yeah.
and then put it all in there.
Get
Well,
you a
that's-
couple of old school like HP or Dell server power supplies, man. You'll be good to go.
Well, see, that's what I originally started out with was two
Yep.
12-volt power supplies in parallel. But then I went to a really nice Meanwell 24 volt that's slimline, thin, and put that in my case. And I've got basically AC, DC. I've got your Mooch plugs. I can charge with a LiPo battery. I can charge with your car battery. I can charge with a 110. I can charge. I've got fans. I've got USBs built in. You need to go to my damn page, man, and check out
Yeah.
that page, Dave. Okay.
I found a Meanwell.
Jeff, you got a page?
Yes, I've got a page. Well, actually, it's a YouTube channel. You smart ass.
Oh, I thought. Wait,
And
time out. I thought you were talking about you've got like a Facebook page. You maybe got a web page. Like,
I don't do Facebook, man.
well, that's what I was hoping.
Page
I was
every
like,
day.
you saw the light. You're here. You're here now. But
Jeff,
no.
what's the price of that power supply?
I think I bought it brand new on eBay, man, from a seller. I want to say the power supply was like, I think it was like $175, man. It's not bad.
How many
Yeah,
watts
I
was that
found a-
supply?
It's 24 volt power supply and slim line, so it's thinner. And I'm pushing out, what is it, like 60 amps?
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, I can charge up to, you know, I could charge somewhere in the neighborhood of around 8 to 12 batteries at 1C easily with no problem. And I'm talking 5,000 and 6,000 LiPos.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you could probably charge like, you know, shit. I think I charged mine at 1.5 C for 5,000 is 7.5 amps,
Yeah.
and you can charge quite a few batteries at one
Damn
C.
right. Well, I've got 2 parallel boards that'll hook into this charger case that I built that'll hold 6 batteries each. So
I run parallel boards in parallel.
damn right. Exactly. That's right. Daisy chain, baby. Daisy chain.
Wait, let me make sure that Mr. One Up isn't in here. Hold on.
So
Sorry.
where did you guys get y'all's? So Harpoon Bakery was asking about the HRBs. I've seen HRBs on Amazon, and that's really
I buy mine on eBay. From
eBay?
a seller. Yeah, I
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
them from a seller every time.
You can get them on Amazon though. They're about the same price. You know,
Well,
once
that's
you
got
factor in
the ones
shipping
I
and all
just
that
bought.
shit.
The ones I just bought were the 2 6000s, and if you bought 2 of them with the EC5s, they were $140 with free shipping for 2 of them. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't beat that, man.
Are you
Yeah,
being
that's
a good,
about the same price they are on Amazon if you just buy them straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you being a good host, Dustin, and monitoring this chat?
Yeah, I just
I think
I just saw.
I think
yeah,
for the
Trying to be.
5,000s, I think for the 5,000s on Amazon, you can get like a 2-pack for like $140 with Prime shipping. For the
That's what I say.
5,000.
I'm getting the 6000s for 142 or 43.
Yeah,
And-
yeah. On Amazon, the 6,000s you have to buy them one at a time, and they're like $70 a pop.
Yeah, I'm getting
the
them too.
5,000s. I think it's the 5,000. It's either 50 or 60C. You can get a 2-pack for like 140 or $130. I mean, they're dirt cheap, dude. For
Yeah, and that-
a
I
fucking
think on-
5,000 50C battery.
I think on Amazon, the 2-pack of 5,000s that are 50C, I think 2 of them on Amazon, on eBay, are like $111 for 2
No
of them.
shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to start shopping on eBay, dude.
I'm telling you, man. That it's,
I get everything on Amazon because I'm fucking spoiled rotten and I want that shit tomorrow.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, man, the guy that I order from on eBay, I mean, I normally have them in like 4 days. I mean, he's a U.S. seller and he's on the East Coast. I think he's in New Jersey.
So you're using the same guy every time. That's kind of like Amazon, you know.
So he's
as long as you know
homosexual, is
where
what
to
you're
go.
saying.
I guess. I don't
If
know.
he's from
But he's got
Jersey.
cheap batteries, man. That's all that matters.
Yeah, if he's from Jersey, he's definitely a homo.
Jersey. For Jersey. I'm from Jersey. You from Jersey? But yeah, man, the batteries are great. I love them, you know. And I've got several guys that, you know, they fly the Roaring Tops. Roaring Tops are great batteries too. I mean, you know, I
But
take
they're
nothing from
expensive
those.
as fuck.
Well, they are, but they're not as bad as the Admirals or the RC Jetworks either. They're a little bit cheaper than those.
Well,
Not
and
much.
they're 70C, man. And you know, I've flown some Roaring Tops, and they do. I mean, look, you can't deny the punch you get out of a Roaring Top battery.
Yeah, but look, but Dave, if you watch the and Guniac, you know, Ray can probably chime in on this too. If you look at the RC Geek, his video that he did about the C rating, you know, 35C, man, for a lot of these jets is really all we need to get good flight time. And when you go with a 35C rating versus a 60 or 70 or up, you give up a lot of weight in those batteries, man, because the lower the C rating, the lighter the pack is.
Yeah, it's a smaller pack. But here's the
exactly.
thing.
So therefore, a lot of times you're gonna get a better flight time with a lighter pack anyway.
Well, when you're pushing up that voltage, then you're automatically pushing up your amperage. You know, you can't get away with as much down below. But yes, for the higher voltages, yeah, and you're getting good numbers. You're getting your amps.
Right.
Right, and like a lot of the time, you know, especially when you're running like a high milliamp hour battery,
Yeah.
you know, like a 7,000 pack 30C,
Yeah.
that thing's gonna take 210 amps.
Right.
It's not hard fucking math, man. This shit's fucking easy, right?
Yeah.
That's 210 amps that you can run through that battery.
Mhm.
But you know, there's still and look, I don't know what it is. It's just like taking your car to a fucking dyno and getting it done up on the dyno, and it says you got this much wheel horsepower and whatever. It's
Right.
all about what your butt feels, man. If my butt doesn't feel any different, you know.
Well,
you can
but
tell
you
me
know,
I'm
too,
getting-
now it's also I like to fly scale, so it also
Right.
depends on how you fly. If you're going to fly something scale, then you don't actually need but so many C ratings anyway. Now, if you're going to get out there with a sport jet and you want to rip it up and yank it and bake it like Dustin does with the damn Bayhawk, then you know,
right.
You
that's what
might
I'm
need
saying.
that. You might need that higher C rating. You know what I
And
mean?
that's what I'm saying is you can feel the difference between a 30C battery and a 70C battery.
Certainly,
I mean
you
the
can. Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
exactly.
punch that you like the EDF spools up. I mean, it does. It spools up faster on a 70C battery than it does on a 30C. On a 30C, it's going to be a bit more lethargic. It's going to be like, woo, you know. And on a 70C battery,
You're
that's
like,
just
whoop,
like
whoop.
boom.
You know, the thing is like if
Ray.
you're
Come in, Josh. Come on, Josh. You can do it, man. Jump in.
Damn, Dave's mouth over there sounds like a broken ass Honda Civic rice burner.
if you're stressing your battery, it's actually say your motor that pulls, that dictates your amps that it wants, and it'll pull. And if your C rating is lower, then it will stress and your battery will be damaged. I am crazy, but I think that the Havoc will fly off a 25 series battery because it's so high for the capacity. It's a zippy compact. And I think the Havoc will fly off of it. It's a 5800. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just hit that thing light. I got a long ass parking lot, and I'll just hit it light and go all across that thing, get some speed, and I'll get in the air and I'll just driving Miss Daisy around. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But look,
well,
man,
and two, taking off of asphalt is a hell of a lot different than taking off of even the best grass.
Right.
You know?
I don't need to gun it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
the
even though
Havoc-
we've got an awesome grass field. I mean, Dustin's seen it. We have an incredible grass field, but even still, man, you're taking off a Geotech or asphalt. You're using a lot less power to get that rollout than what we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's a shit ton of energy being lost just in the takeoff of the EDF jets.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think people really like until you actually calculate it or
Especially
get away
grass
from
flyers.
it. Then you're gonna
Right.
be like, oh shit! I just like bungee corded my EDF jet, and I got another minute of flight.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's why we walk ours out on our grass field and we don't taxi them out because
Right.
that way we get to utilize every bit of energy we have on takeoff versus taxiing out and losing any power at all. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I got an RC truck, and one of the things I'm gonna print is something so that I have I'm gonna use a strut, a retract, and like have it to where it closes on something, closes on the bar, and it's just a really low geared RC truck crawler, and then it'll pull around that gear, and then the retract, because it's nice and strong, will let go. I'll get that truck out of there. And actually the Summit is one of the reasons why I want that truck is it's got that 2 gears so that you can switch the gears to pull nice and slow out there and then switch the gears and it'll haul ass back. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'll do something like that. It'll pull any plane I want.
Well, you need to go ahead and make one for my airliner.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
That'd be killer to be able to pull it out to the field, man.
Fireman, how are you tonight? Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, finally got
Rich
the
jump in. What's up, Rich?
Finally got the notification.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I'm gonna have to jump out in a bit. Not to leave, but because my phone is dying, so I got to switch over to the PC. But can you shoot me the link to this in
Yeah.
in my
man.
Facebook?
The what? Okay.
Yeah. Sure thing, Dave.
Yeah, if you shoot me the link in Facebook Messenger, I'll jump in on my computer here in a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But no, that's like when I take off like on grass, I try to get up in the air as soon as I can, and then once I get enough airspeed, throttle back to like half throttle, let that battery recover.
Right. Yes. Yes.
And
Yeah.
try
Hey,
to
by
get-
the way, are we streaming this on YouTube?
yeah.
Is
Oh,
there
yeah.
anybody watching?
Yeah.
Fred Barron, hello.
Fred
if you're
Barron.
still watching.
We got GB,
Fred Barron.
Wreckham Roy.
GB's
Wreckham Roy says
What's up,
grass is a
GB? Roy.
Wreckham Roy says grass is a biatch.
Grass is a biatch. I ain't even looking on YouTube right now because I'm just having fun, drinking my drink. This last one was a little stout.
To some
You know, the bottle looked the bottle looked emptier than it really was.
That means
So I just poured the rest of it in here. Now I'm getting a little, you know,
getting drink on, Dave?
I'm starting to
Little bit.
rattle ice over here.
a little bit. My ice is melting. I gotta go refill.
Mine too. Yes. I think I need to remix or something.
I'm drinking eggnog with whiskey.
I
can't get this dog to do nothing. You know, if I can get it.
Dude, that dog is a lazy ass bitch.
It's like he needs to earn his damn keep. You know what I mean?
No, my dogs don't have to earn shit.
Yes. This one here eats like a horse, man.
No, my dogs are little, man. They go through 50 pounds of food in about 3 months.
Yeah, he's like 50 pounds of food, like in what, 3 weeks?
In a couple days, yeah.
Yeah. Like, damn.
Yeah, I had a female Labrador. She was 120 pounds, but I think she was mixed with Rottweiler because her chest was just huge.
Yeah.
No, man, labs can become like fucking barrels.
Yeah. She was a big
Oh
girl.
man, you know, and I gotta say, because we're streaming live on YouTube, I guess I should apologize in advance for dropping all these F-bombs. But fuck it.
Hey, you hadn't called up with Dave yet, man, okay?
That's true. That's true. Dave dropped about
Holy-
1 million F-bombs tonight.
It was every other word.
Every other.
And you know, that's what I expect.
Yeah.
That's the expectation on late night YouTube live streams. There should be like, I was so disappointed, you know, when GB had that thing and Wild Bill wouldn't drop an F-bomb. Like, dude, just drop 5 F-bombs in a row. You get a free airplane. What the fuck?
Damn.
Oh man.
Like, I was ready to drop coin. We were going to send him a nice airplane.
It's like Rick and Roy says Captain Morgan's keeping him company.
Dude.
And Nathaniel's
There's a little
asking
bit of
Ray.
captain in this here Coke right now.
I got to go get some turkey.
This particular captain, there's a lot more captain than there was Coke. Oops.
You did that on purpose.
I might have.
Damn. Okay, I got to go fix another turkey or something. I got to set this somewhere. I got to do something with this.
Yep. Who'd have thought that there was RC pilots that were a bunch of drunkards?
Hey, but we can't drink and fly. So you know what I mean. At least we can talk and fly.
Liquid Expo, guys. Liquid Expo.
According to the FAA, that's really bad.
Yeah. Damn them.
Liquid Expo.
Motherfuckers. You know.
Liquid
I
truth
figured-
serum.
The funny part is, though, man, like, you hear so many stories, and I can attest to them. I got like one of my best friends in the planet, dude. This guy's been flying for JetBlue since JetBlue went in business, right? He is a senior captain, and this dude is the biggest alcoholic I know. He doesn't drink and fly.
Well, think about it. You
But,
got all those flight stewardess, man, and what do women do? They're backseat drivers. I kid them about like that. Wife,
And they have it.
my lovely
and they
wife, if you're watching this, I didn't mean that.
I love you. I love you.
And they have an intercom. Can you imagine that? Giving your wife an intercom in the car?
No.
An intercom.
No.
That's like the guy. That's like the guy.
Especially
going to the
if it did
airport.
all the fucking dings. Like,
Look, that's like the guy going to the airport, and the guy said, "Sir, would you like for us to carry your bags?" He said, "No, I think the bitch can walk on her own."
That's messed up.
Damn. That's the kind of shit that'll get your dick cut off. I'm just saying.
Jeff, is this bachelor weekend?
No.
It's
Y'all
gonna
have a
be.
normal weekend there. That's
It's gonna
normal.
be by the end of the stream.
It will be.
Right.
Did y'all see that? For those that are on Facebook, Jeff.
Yes.
There's this kid that's playing with
Yeah.
his toy train. His mother's in the kitchen, like baking some cookies, and he's all in there, like blowing his little choo-choo train horns, like whoop whoop. He's like, "Thank you for everybody for choosing Amtrak." He's like, "Please sit down and shut the fuck up so we can get rolling." And his mom comes in and is like, "You don't talk like that. Go upstairs." So like he comes back down and he's like starts playing. He goes, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. we're boarding the train now, and if people that have been waiting on the train for the past 2 hours, talk to the bitch in the kitchen.
You don't like it.
I'm sitting like I'm at work crying. My dad's crying, and then my mom walks in and she's like, "What's so funny?" I'm like, "Nothing, nothing."
Not a.
Oh man, hold on.
I got one. It's not as funny as that, but it was hilarious at the moment. So my 13-year-old daughter is going to the movies now for the first time. Lady's buying her tickets because my wife is driving the other kid, and my wife is going. So the lady says over the phone, "Well, I got tickets. I see seats right behind them. Do you want that?" My wife is like, "Yeah."
Damn right.
And my kid says to my wife, "Well, nothing's gonna happen. I mean, my wife says, yeah, I know. I'm sitting right behind you."
Yeah, and I will kill him.
I was like, "Oh my God, how many times are you actually gonna say that?" "Yeah, I know. I'm sitting right behind you."
Look, I got a 13-year-old boy, man, and let me tell you, if we don't kill him, we're gonna be lucky because between the hormones and puberty,
yeah,
the smart mouth, man, I'm telling you, bud.
It is crazy. You know what I've resorted to? Just giving her money. They start smiling.
Damn.
And you got to drag it out too. Like a pre-release. I'm gonna give you money. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go to the ATM today. Okay, yeah, here it is.
Well, mine's at that age where he thinks if he does any kind of work around the house, he's supposed to get paid for it. Right. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, dude. I said, he said something about allowance. I said, wait a minute. I said, I allow you to live here. I allow you to have internet. I allow you to have TV. You have allowance. You know what I mean? So the things that you need to do around this house, you're not going to get paid for. You do get paid every day. I mean, right. But see, his grandmother spoiled him to death because he goes over to her house and does stuff around the house in the yard for her. And she overpays him. You see what I mean?
Right, yeah.
That just sets me and his mom up. I'm like, damn, really? God, my mom wouldn't pay me for nothing,
Yeah. I'm not your grandma.
Yeah, funny how things change,
She saved up.
I agree, Jeff.
Right on, exactly.
Mr. GB.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, bro?
What up? What up?
I had to at least pop on for a little bit.
Have you got your Kool-Aid?
I do not. I'm getting ready to head to the gym here shortly. So,
man,
but you guys look well equipped with your Kool-Aid.
You are the man going to the gym. Oh well, it's only what 9 o'clock there.
10.
No, 10. Yeah, you're the man.
Yeah, I usually like to hit the gym in the evening, 10, 11, 12, because no motherfuckers are there.
I hear you. Get in, get out.
I hate sharing shit with assholes that have no gym etiquette.
That's right. I hear you, brother. Well, fly that F-15 for me, man. One day
I will, man. I'll
be in the club with you one day, man.
I'm glad that he saw my string of F-15s there across the bottom.
Man. Yes.
Yeah, I heard. I'll get on there and I'll more or less watch them because I got 2 screens up, 2 monitors up, so I'll have one monitor up with the YouTube and just listen, and then use the other one to work. Just, got a lot going on. Yeah, and I heard him say like F-15, F-15, and I was like, I ain't gotta look at that. I know exactly what he means.
Right. Well, yeah, because I mean it's. Yeah, you do not advertise you're going to give something away and then wait months and months to do it. That's just not,
man. Yeah, exactly.
That's not good etiquette.
That's right.
And at the very and dude, don't send it to your dumbass self and then ship it off. Just drop ship it to the location. It's pretty simple.
Right. Yeah, well, that's what he was supposed to have been doing,
Yeah.
Yeah. In November.
Yeah, well, I won it like the 1st of November, and
I remember, man. That was a long time ago. I was hoping I was going to win it.
Right, because then
John won it first, but
John should have got it. Yeah,
and he's still butthurt over that.
I'm glad I didn't win it and wait all this.
Seriously. I'd be pissed. Hey, I see Dave's back in there. What's going on, Dave?
But
It
don't
looks like
you
a
guys
damn
also-
deer in headlights.
Don't you guys also remember how he applied the patching in the front when he did it live? It was basically like this. There you go. I'm gonna put this on the nose of the plane. He just like poured it out, and then I was like, wow. Well, it'll be nose heavy. It'll be good.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, guys? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
No.
Hear me now?
Awesome.
Excellent lighting, Dave.
Hey, thanks, man. I like to look as blue as possible.
That's funny.
I'm gonna try to get a lot better lighting in the new Air Marshal studio at the new place. I'm gonna get a
No,
couple.
I think it
of
looks good. Honestly, I was screwing with my main camera monitor tonight when I got home from work, so I wanted to get better lighting.
Oh, at the new place, I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna try to do some tomfoolery and not quite as tricked out as Josh over there with his green screen action.
Yeah, man, Josh
But I'm
is
gonna-
pimp.
Like, I've got a little section of the house, and y'all will see it on Monday on the show, where it's set up perfect. It's a little cutaway in like the basement. It's a little cutout that's just perfect for like a little Air Marshal studio.
Nice.
And I'm gonna paint that back wall probably black, so it absorbs all the light. It doesn't reflect all that much. And I'm gonna get my RC Air Marshal logo, done up in vinyl, and smack it right on some black paint, and put some like a ring of LEDs around it, under like a little bitty frame, where it'll make where I can make the Air Marshal logo like whatever color I want, because I'm gonna get it printed in white, where I can have RGB LEDs in there. That'll be cool. In fact, I may get Ray to make that for me. Ray, I need you to make me like a sweet LED ring
It's
that
gonna
can be
fire
any
booty.
color. I need it to be any, but fire booty would be cool. But
Some booty
I
on
need
the
it
wall.
RGB, right? I need it to be RGB where I can make that fire booty purple if I want to.
Hey, dude, you do know you can go on Amazon and buy strips of LED lights with a remote control that will
Oh,
turn
look at that.
colors for $12.
Look at Ray. Ray
Yeah,
said-
that's exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm trying to support my homeboys.
I know, I understand, but it would take him more time and effort to do that than you could go on Amazon and get them for.
That is what my 13-year-old daughter has in her room as well. Not to say, hey, that's cool for a little guy.
Yeah.
Figure
Look,
Dave thought about that too.
I need to be a 12-year-old. All right.
Well, I was gonna say, where are you gonna put the stripper poles at?
Yeah.
On the other side of the camera.
Yeah.
We're gonna
You
have
get some good
two-
ratings, man.
We're gonna have
Super
two
chats once you get
webcams
enough
back to
subs. Let me
back.
tell you.
I'm gonna have them two scenes in OBS queued up. It's gonna be two webcams back to back. Like one's gonna be looking at me, and the other one's gonna be on the stripper pole.
There you go.
Nice.
You never know. I might
You
have
get
one
some
like
subs.
pointing out over the swimming pool. So
Well,
if I
you
see
gotta
some
have-
crazy
you gotta
shit
have a
happening in
disco
the
ball
swimming
in
pool,
there.
I'll just
Gotta
transition
be a
right
di-
over.
You gotta have a disco ball in there somewhere, Dave.
So what color thong are you gonna wear when you're working the stripper pole, Dave?
Oh God,
Dude, fucking
Oh,
fluorescent
God.
green. I done figured it out. It's gonna be neon green.
He's gonna have a fire booty up his butt.
Hell
He's
yeah.
gonna, no. That's
What's
where he's
up?
gonna have. That's where he's gonna have
Look at Ray.
platform. That's where he's gonna have.
Hey,
He's gonna
Ray.
have platform shoes. He's gonna have platform shoes with "wanna fuck" written in the heels of them that light up. You know what I mean?
Did you say born to
my.
fuck? This shit just went downhill.
Hey, Destin, print me up something.
Sorry,
for-
guys. That's what happens when I log in.
No, it's the best. Dude,
At
are
least
you
I
driving
didn't
right
bring
now,
up
Ryan?
roast beef yet.
Poor
What did you
little
say? Did you say meat curtains?
I said roast beef. Yeah.
fuck. Oh
Flappy
God.
flappy.
Damn.
I knew somebody like Arby's, but damn.
Hey, I'm not hating or highlighting. I'm just stating.
Don't
Wait,
get lippy.
so hey, GB, since we
Yeah.
got you on here, I gotta ask you this: your studio / where scientist Bill was putting his plane together, is that
Yes.
your bed that you sleep on?
Yes.
That so we get the full action That's where the all.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, I deliver for my subs. Have for years.
Man,
Even on my toy channel. But hey.
Hey, I was looking at that damn bed sheet. I'm like, man, you could pop a quarter off that song.
I'm telling you, right?
Dude, I pull that shit tight.
If you pull up the mattress, he's got suspenders. You can connect the sides.
Well, you know what's hilarious is when I got that headboard, my brother's like, dude, this is like a porn star headboard. So you can see like the reflection. In fact, I've utilized that over the years, believe me.
Yeah, let me stop.
You just need the LED lights in it now, man. That's all.
Dude.
Well, Ryan, why are you sitting in your car right now? You trying to not make a lot of noise?
No, I'm getting ready to head to the gym, but I had so
Damn.
Dustin is the one that pushed me over the edge to start my stream. He talked about doing one for a while, and I'm like, well, I can't really commit to it, and I don't want to spend money to get a camera. Well, guess what?
Yeah,
he sent me a camera, and that started the whole thing, man.
Yeah, and then last week he got an SU-30.
Yeah, and now you look like you're sitting in a van under surveillance somewhere.
Yeah, dude.
Down by the river.
Yeah,
on the
man.
side.
You
I'm not
kinda
far from the river.
You kind of look like one of those dudes that's like enticing kids with a bag of candy. You know, like, here, kitty, kitty. Here,
Oh,
kitty,
man.
kitty.
There are neighbor kids running around here that I chase off out of here to the carport. Sitting in the carport, little bastards. When the other cars move, they're like, they've slammed into my car, scraped the shit out of it. Little bastards.
Damn. Lord. Time for a bigger car anyway, man.
Hell no.
Yeah, so we gotta.
Hell no.
I told Jeff we gotta get you out here to North Kakalaki for when.
That's right, man.
We go to
Yeah,
June all.
dude, I want to fly with every single one of you guys. It'd be
Aw.
fun.
Dude, unless you want your plane getting wrecked, you do not want to fly with me. I'm just saying. I will wreck your shit.
No, I'll travel to you guys and fly your shit.
I'm like, I will destroy you. You will go down.
Like, your planes used to run great until they come here.
I've got a foam seeker missile.
Damn.
Oh man. Oh
Like-
goodness.
Like, I will find a way. Like, look, when I'm flying like nobody else at the field, I can fly awesome. But as soon as somebody else puts a plane in the air, I will find a way to hit that bitch.
Did you guys see Vix run in with a Bearcat?
No.
No, I didn't.
You gotta watch his video. That shit is great. Let me see if I can find it right
Which-
now.
Yeah,
show
which
it to
one's
you.
that?
Yeah,
The one
yeah.
with Mikey 68 or something. But God, it was hilarious.
No, don't say.
Dude.
Let me just show him. I'll show you what I can do here.
Man, I saw his maiden with that beautiful jet. Holy crap!
Oh
Balls
my
of
God,
steel.
dude.
Oh, you
Dude.
with
Balls
the
of
wind,
steel.
dude. Nope, absolutely not.
I wouldn't have. I'm a
It was
pussy.
epic. It was epic. Like, the guy, there's no way I would have flown in that kind of wind.
Me either.
But
Not
they-
sure.
he
At
had the
least
landing
without a
perfect.
gyro.
Where'd Victor go? Victor's the man. Where'd he leave?
Yeah,
Did he
where's
leave?
Victor?
He had to work in the morning, and he was getting in the
Ah,
shower.
damn.
Right. And now he's getting like all the praise. And this is,
I told him don't
you know,
crash. Do it. He did good.
Hey, Livermore, California. Yeah, if I ever make it out that way, I'd definitely fly with somebody. Because Daniel was telling us if we ever go out to Livermore, come fly with him and Ray.
Is that Nate talking?
Yep, he's in the stream.
All right, so here.
all right, where's this YouTube happening? Hold up. I got to be watching both of these things so I can pop some chat out.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Show it.
Oh God, this is awful.
Dude, man,
I
that's
didn't
what will
see
happen to your shit if you fly with me. I will fuck your shit up.
Well, here's the thing, Dave. I never fly when other people are up in the air. That's why I fly in secluded areas.
Like a-
There's no way I'd survive at a flying field because I'd punch someone in the face.
No, I usually fly with about 5 or 6 planes in the air. CCRC is a pretty popular RC flying site.
Dang.
I'm totally kidding when I say that I would knock your shit out of the air. I am usually flying with 5, 6 airplanes. We don't have like stalls, you know. We have however many people want to put their plane up at one time, go for it.
Right.
You know? Like it's crazy because it's such a confined airfield. Like you get 5, 6, 7 airplanes up at once, man. It gets a little hairy up there.
Yeah, no way.
But it makes you a better pilot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, true that. It would. You ain't got much choice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
True.
It's always formation too. That's the best thing to do. That's fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. I flew a jet, chased another jet. That was one of the best flights I had.
I tell you, one of the best guys to fly formation with, and this will sound a little silly, one of the best guys to fly formation with is James from Motion RC.
I knew you were gonna say that.
He will do whatever you want to do, man. He is game for anything because he doesn't pay for his airplanes.
Huh. Damn.
That'll
do
it for you. If he's making video for work, then why not?
Yeah.
Dude.
Hey,
and he will go up. He will fly with anybody. He will fly anything. He will do anything you want to do. And it's just a fun time, man. Anytime you're flying with James is a good time. And he's a great guy, man. He really is. And if you ever get a chance to meet him in person, number one, he's a lot taller than he looks. And he's
How
just
tall
a
is he?
fucking cool cat, dude. He's like 6'2".
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was guessing he'd be about my height. I'm 5'11".
No, James is a cool cat, though, man.
He's a
I
short
know
dude.
that we all love
5'11". Shit,
Ryan.
man. My height's perfect. I don't bump my head, but I'm not a midget.
I didn't know they
Brother,
stack
I'm
shit that high.
6'4", man. So you be like, you know.
Jeff, you're 6'4"?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'd be like the giant standing beside you, man. You'd be like,
Well, I grew up with a bunch of Dutch giants in Linden.
I kid.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. Like, I know we all love Ryan. I mean, we
Well,
all
Dustin,
do.
you're
man.
tall.
But
Dustin's
James,
like what, 6'2", 6'3"?
Dude, I'm like 6'2", 6'3", but I'm so skinny, man. Like, look, if we all 9 of us got together and played hide and seek, I just turned sideways.
Yeah.
Right, you never find him.
Nah, dude, I disappear. But Dave, I didn't know you're in Georgia. What part?
Yeah, man. We just bought a house in Kennesaw, which is northwest Atlanta metro. You know, it's just northwest of Atlanta.
Okay. No, I've been to Atlanta and I've been to Hiwassee.
I don't know what the fuck you just said.
Hiwassee?
That's a part of Georgia. Look, I'm
Bless
from
you.
Atlanta, Georgia. We're like the New York of the Southeast.
Well, Atlanta, Georgia is only 6 hours from us.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Hiwassee is the part where like North Carolina and Georgia just touch like at the tip.
Just the tip?
Just the
Yeah,
tip.
just the tip. Just the tip.
So like Atlanta tries to, you know, we try to separate ourselves from the rest of Georgia and pretend like we're really not from Georgia and like I don't fuck my sister.
Dude, that's West Virginia, man.
You know how they say you castrate a guy from West Virginia? You kick his sister in the teeth.
Right.
Oh.
Fireman's like, yo ain't right. Yo ain't right. Oh man. Hey Fireman, have you had any interesting calls this week?
No, you know, I worked for about 12 hours for another guy. We traded shifts today, and we just had one call, just some drunk chick who could barely remember her name.
Oh God, there he goes with that.
So yeah, nothing exciting this week. I go back Sunday, start my regular shift.
I got you. No, because I was thinking about you today because there was this YouTube channel I watched, is like manufacturing, and they were making fire trucks. And that was pretty cool to watch how they put them all together and how they're constructed and whatnot.
Is it in Wisconsin?
I believe so. It starts with the P. I just finished watching
Pierce.
it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we're just buying one. We just had 5 or 6 guys up in I want to say it's Appleton, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. But it's like it's pretty cool how they got the facility. The facility is like separated like into 3 different locations within the town, and like when they say custom, you can get it like, I mean it's custom from the ground up. It's pretty awesome.
However we want it. However we
Mhm.
want it. We have we have committees and we kind of spec them out from the ground up. It's cool, but I'll say that the technology coming in them, we've seen a lot of, well, I shouldn't say a lot. We've seen some problems with all the electronics and the automation.
Right.
With them, because, well, we were talking about on another time, I don't remember when it was, but we were talking about winter weather and fighting fires with water, and of course it freezes all over the truck. So water freezing and ice doesn't go well with electronics.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas not too long ago, I want to say 12, 15 years ago, all of our stuff was all manual pull lever stuff, and it just works.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's definitely cool. We're excited to get our new truck. I think it'll come sometime maybe in February or March.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they're in the middle of building it right now, and our guys went up there to do a midpoint inspection, I think.
Very cool.
But
Hey,
those-
Rich.
they're $1 million, so.
So I'm still here. You just can't see me right now. I got my Bluetooth headphones on. So I
Are
still
you
gotta
working
be
on your stripper
mobile.
pole?
No, man,
Dave
I'm
fixing
spanking
it.
it right now. Like
Right.
y'all can't be seeing that shit.
I know. It's like I was just gonna let him piss without saying anything.
Yeah. Well, no, y'all would hear that if I was doing that. So I mute the microphone when I go pee. But for right now, like I gotta be mobile, right? Like I can't like sit in one flat spot for too long, which is why you see me like on my videos, like walking around my phone, like I'm walking all over the house and shit.
Kind of like Dave RC, where you walk around, we look at your feet the whole time, right?
No.
Yeah.
I usually try to look at the camera, but sometimes I'll be looking off into space or whatever. But that's all right.
I think that's opposite of Jackson RC. He looks like a sniper there.
Yeah. Well, I think he might be. I mean, while you're bullshitting.
Jackson.
You're like,
My boy
I got
there.
you. I got you. Oh man.
What are you drinking, Jackson?
So, Rich, I was going to ask you, do y'all use AFFF? Do you know what AFFF is?
I do not.
Foam, yeah.
Yeah, so aqueous film forming foam.
Yeah.
So the
Well,
rest of y'all turds know what that shit means.
but they
I'll
have
probably
2 or 3
forget.
They have 2 or 3 different types of foam depending on what you're going to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have different foam if we're fighting a gasoline or an oil fire, stuff like that. So,
But that's just something that gets mixed in with the water as it's coming out of the nozzle, right? The
well,
foam.
it can be 2 ways. We can use an eductor, which mixes it from the straight from the bucket, the foam from the bucket with some
Mhm.
water, and then it comes out a nozzle. Or there's even special nozzles that we'll use for that. It's evolved over time, but now all of our trucks have this compressed air system that mixes the foam with air and just a tiny bit of water. And it's really a innovation, because where it used to take 2 or 3 guys sometimes to handle a 2.5 or a 3-inch diameter hose and maneuver it. Now one guy can do it because that foam is just so light. So it's really
Sounds like-
come a long way. It's cool stuff.
Sounds like lightweight concrete.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Because
amazing.
it's based on the mass, right? Because you have the velocity of the mass coming out of the hose, right? You don't have that force coming back on the person versus
But yeah,
water.
that foam, I think, I don't know when it started. It probably started with the Air Force and
Mm-hmm.
with the crash rescue trucks out at airports where they foam the runway and then foam the plane and stuff like that. But it works its way into the civilian world. That AFFF is really caustic stuff, so it gets all over everything. So we're looking for other types of foam that aren't as bad for the environment and bad on.
So we use it on submarines, and that's one of the things that is kind of cool about being a submariner is all submariners are also firefighters. So
I know
if
that,
you
Dave.
didn't,
I'll tell you a story about that. Back in the 90s, a bunch of us were volunteer firefighters. And well, not all volunteers, but we were all trying to get on a city department. And so there was always in the newspaper a 1-800 numbers that said firefighters needed, hiring firefighters. So
Right.
at some point, everybody winds up calling that number. And when you call the number, it says U.S. Navy recruiting. I'm sorry, I was calling about the firefighter job. Oh, well, hey, no, don't hang up. Everybody's a firefighter in the Navy.
no, not true, not true.
Ahoy, matey, see you later. No.
So the interesting part about that is on surface ships, they have like a no shit. They have a MOS for you Army guys. In the Navy, we call them a rate. You know, but there's a rating called DC. It's a damage controlman, right? And DCs are the firefighters on surface ships. So like if there is a fire casualty called away on a surface ship, everybody else on the ship runs away from the casualty and the DCs run in. On a submarine, there are no DCs. Everybody is a firefighter. When I say, I mean that no shit, everybody is trained to be an advanced firefighter. We are all certified firefighters, which is crazy because I was trained. I'm an electrical engineer, man. I don't know shit about fire, but I was trained as a firefighter.
But you better get it put out quick on a submarine, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll suck up the
yeah.
oxygen and you're dead.
Exactly, and that's why everybody has to be on their game.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be on it, and I mean, if you don't get that fire put out within 30 seconds, I mean, you're dead. Everybody's
All right, Dustin,
dead.
how many people are watching, man? Have you got any? What's going on in the chat, man?
We got 11. It's just Rick and Roy. Oh, Lee Davison's here.
Roy, Lee, and I think Fred was in there. At least
Die hard, man. Yeah. That's
Well,
right.
I hope they're listening
is
too
there.
because they can't see me right now.
Oh, we can hear you loud and clear, brother.
Thanks, man. Thanks. That means my headphones are working really good.
They really are.
Because I'm like on the other side of the house right now from my computer.
You're not hand tossing or anything, are you?
No, I'm mixing me another drink. Are you kidding? This is what I do.
All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. If you're still going, I'll pop back on a little bit later.
It might be happening, Ryan.
I'm gonna go get something to eat.
Night, guys.
Yeah, we've only been on for like an hour and 47 minutes. We've got.
We still got like 9 more hours to go.
Yeah. Hope you guys got
Sure, you
those
got to
juice
catch up
boxes.
to what's his nuts.
We got to beat the shit out of Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny went over 9 hours.
Yeah. No
He's
kidding.
a wild man.
Yeah, he is. I love Kenny though. That guy's great
He's
people.
a badass. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Hey,
We'll
bud.
see you, bud.
Oh, Hanger 51 just joined.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
No, he didn't. Where's he at?
dude, you're going down. You're
Where's
going down.
Get Hanger 51 in here with us. Show him how to use Zoom.
I just posted a link to the invite for here.
Damn.
All right, boys, I got to get going. I got to get packed up for tomorrow. So
Oh, I got to get packed up for like the next week.
Put that ad. Anybody want to be firefighters?
Thanks for everything, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
Thanks, man.
See you, buddy. Man.
So I feel like a woman, y'all. I had to switch from Captain Morgan over to
Brian's ready to put out some
over to-
fires.
I had to switch from Captain Morgan over to Bacardi Silver, and now I'm
Oh,
feeling
come
a little,
on, man.
a
Really?
little like a bitch. It's all I got, man. Shit.
Well, we understand. You're in
You
a new
could just
house.
you could just
Oh,
piss in your
sorry.
drink.
I could. I'd probably get more alcohol out of it too.
I like it stirred, not shaken.
Damn.
Did you say you like it shaken? Because I can shake it up here. Hold on. Oh.
R.
Oh man, Captain's always been my drink.
Damn.
Dude, I love Captain Morgan. It's so good.
I do too.
It's just the right amount of spice.
I tell you,
Yeah.
one drink, man, that you got to be careful of is Firefly, and here in the South we love our sweet tea.
Firefly or Fireball?
No, Firefly.
Because Fireball, I'll
Firefly
drink.
is sweet tea with like vodka in
Yes.
it, and it does. You can't taste that vodka,
That's headache
I-
in a bottle.
dude.
Look, man, I drink my fair share of sweet tea because I'm from Georgia.
Yeah.
You know, the
I-
accent ain't fake. I drink sweet tea a lot, and I have never ever put vodka in my sweet tea. But
Well,
that shit
might
is
be a
happening
drunk.
tomorrow.
I'm like, you might look. You know, a drunk came up with that, right?
Right.
Somebody went to
Right.
Beau Honglaise.
Yeah,
Hey,
so,
man.
yeah, so he could drink.
I'm gonna
sweet
put
tea
my
at work.
tea bags in vodka.
Yes, he's drinking sweet tea at work. You can, but no, boys, it's just my Bojangles.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was in college, and I was
Look
dating-
at Roy. Roy's like, it's really good. I bet it is.
Damn, giving out all my secrets.
I was dating this girl at in college, and I saw it on the shelf. So I bought something. Like, hey, cool. So I went back to her dorm, and she had her friends and stuff there. And so we're doing homework because we had to do homework because we're going for a Halloween party. I'll never forget this as long as I live. I start sipping on this. I'm like, yeah, it's good. Like, it's sweet. You really don't taste a lot of alcohol. So I was like, okay, it's not a lot of alcohol in it. And I look over, and like I've drunk like this much.
See you, Lee Davidson. Have a good night, man.
And I'm like, I'm not feeling anything. But then I stood up, and it's like a pound of bricks over my head. And I was like, I fucked up.
Come on, that's when you just ease back down in the chair where you got up from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're kind of like, man, how'd I get here?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
later
you
in the
just-
night,
you just sit your ass back down, not to draw any attention to yourself.
so we went out to the party, and like I didn't really remember a lot of the party. And I woke up next morning, she goes, "Do you know what you were saying?" And I was like, "No." And apparently, we were walking across the street to go back to her dorm room, and there was this huge ass crack in the middle of Hillsborough Street in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I was talking about how I wanted to find a wedge and like put it in this crack, and I wanted to split this fucking road because the roads in downtown Raleigh were terrible, absolutely terrible. It's like if you ever drive from North Carolina to South Carolina, and like you can tell because it's like driving. And also, it's like, I mean, the roads are just that bad. And she's like, "Yeah, you kept talking about this wedge for like 15 minutes, Dustin." She's like, "I just wanted to take the bottle and hit you upside the head." And I'm like, "Why'd you do it?"
Hey, and isn't that really close to like Research Triangle Park, like RTP?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have thought, and I still may do it. I have thought seriously about moving to that area at some point because that's like the Silicon Valley of the East Coast.
Yeah.
But you just bought a house, man.
Well, that don't matter. I can rent that shit out.
My man.
It's in a good school district, man.
There you go. That's right. There you
We
go.
were smart. We were strategic with our house
That's
buying.
right.
No,
There
there's
you
a
go.
lot of I've got a lot of friends that are in IT or networking, or they work for like Lenovo. Lenovo's here. IBM.
There's a lot of big ass companies in RTP, all right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the guy that you met at our field, Brian, that
Mm-hmm.
you've been talking to. He's the head of IT at Vidant, which is the hospitals and everything around here.
Yeah. So,
Very cool.
you know, interesting story. I didn't know how prevalent IT was in RTP. When I had, you know, the USS North Carolina was a new submarine that come out to Hawaii. I was out in Pearl Harbor, and they had some, you know, and this is some IT geeky bullshit, but the North Carolina had these NetApp RAID arrays, which are some very fancy, you know, it's a very fancy storage array for computers, right? You can hold petabytes of information, which is like
classified,
1,000. No. This is some unclassified stuff. Like 1,000 terabytes is a petabyte, right? So this thing's with like 6 petabytes of disks in this big ass thing that, you know, was on the submarine. And the boat comes there, and this thing breaks, man. I ain't never seen one in my life. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna call the fucking tech support, right? Because that's what we do when we can't figure out the answer on Google. We call tech support. So I call up the guys at NetApp, and they've all got ding 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 ding.
Hello, thank you for calling. How can I get your
call?
call?
No. Man, this was some southern dude from North Carolina, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. Man, you sound like me. And I was like, where are y'all at? He was like, man, we're in North Carolina. Like, get the fuck out.
I'm on the USS North Carolina.
I am on the USS North Carolina right now while you're bullshitting. Dude, when we were done with the tech support call, which lasted about 48 hours, by the way, because they had to fix a bunch of shit, or at least talk me through fixing it. Because it's all classified, we couldn't just hop on the internet. So they had to talk me through how fixing this thing. And they had to send parts out, which, by the way, NetApp must use SR-71s because they had them parts out to us within like 12 hours. I was amazed. And, by the end of it, I was like, God damn. I'm on the USS North Carolina. I had the captain of the USS North Carolina. I got I talked to like 6 different support reps that night. And we got the captain of the North Carolina to write them letters. We had North Carolina ball caps. Like I pulled ball caps from the submarine. So we sent the 6 tech reps from NetApp. We sent them, like challenge coins from the North Carolina, the USS North Carolina, the submarine. Ball caps from the USS North Carolina, signed letters from the captain of the USS North Carolina, and we also got the admiral from the U.S. Pacific Fleet Submarine Force to send them challenge coins and ball cap. Man, we had like a whole gift package for these 6 tech support guys. Sent it to them, man, and they like all sent me letters back like, Dave, man, that was the most awesome thing that's ever happened. Yeah, I could hear the banjos playing in the background while I'm reading these letters back from the tech support guys at NetApp. And I was like, man, I've got to get my way to Research Triangle Park, man. That is where I need to be, because not only do I get to be a tech support fucking geek, but I can also be a NASCAR fan.
Yeah.
Like I can watch NASCAR and play with computers.
That's right. And fly airplanes. Damn, bonus, man.
Yeah, man. It was pretty cool, though, man. Those guys really enjoyed it. And let me tell you, every time I called them for tech support after that, we got escalated to the highest level of tech support immediately. When I called them, I'd be like, hey, man, this is Dave from the North Carolina. They'd be like, the North Carolina? Hell yeah. Whoop.
I
We need some more ball caps.
I got a similar story, but it didn't work out so well. We have this machine that was basically a metal detector on this V-hole. So if you got blown up while you were trying to detect for mines, you're all right. But it didn't. So, yeah, the machine, like for some reason, it just wasn't picking up when we were testing it. We were trying with the settings. It should be fairly simple. It's not high-tech stuff. And, putting out metal in them, it just wasn't working. But it was cool that, like, we were in Afghanistan, and there was like one person that could work on this machine. And it was like, oh, he's in Iraq right now. So they just, get a flight from one war country to another war country. And it was like a matter of hours. And he was there, where they can move him around with logistics and all. But it's weird. I feel like I'm talking to myself because everybody's screen almost seems frozen or something. But the way it didn't work out so well. Oh, hey, all right. I don't feel lonely. Oh, wait, did his just freeze mid-frame in that? That was bad timing.
Dude, I just stepped away. Like, I could hear you the whole time, man. I was just taking a little pee-pee. I had to go pee-pee a little bit.
Did you piss on your balls?
Yeah. I was doing a headstand.
Spitty balls.
This guy didn't fix the machine. So these guys, yeah. And we had a mission to go on. And it was like the most dangerous place you could ever think about walking. And literally, and they were asking, well, we're going on this mission. We're clearing this route for the infantry. What's going to happen If it is, this machine doesn't get fixed. And I was in the headquarters running the thing, and I'm like, you're going to walk it. And they're like, well, that's an asshole thing to say. I'm like, no, it's true. You are going to walk it. So they walked that route with metal detectors in hand, clearing it to get the infantry up there.
Oh my God.
They were like, yeah, you were right. I'm like, I mean, that's old school. If the new tech don't work, go old school.
What I think is just find the shittiest Humvee that you can find a cinder block, put it some bitch in drive, and just put it on the throttle, just let it go.
Well, you know, Josh, it was
Kirby
like
Afghanistan roads.
I got you.
Yeah,
It's not the flat part.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, who wants to get the new Motion RC construction equipment and dig a damn road? Is what I'm saying. You know?
Dude, those tanks, man. There was a hobby store near me that carries those. I think the same type, or like maybe a version of those.
Dude, we're not talking tanks though. We're talking like heavy construction material.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
excavator,
the trucks and the damn excavators and the forklifts. That shit is cool.
And
man,
the fucking cranes.
Y'all come to North Kakalaki to Raleigh. I will put your ass in some like 15, 60 ton excavators, and y'all can.
Dude, don't bullshit me. Don't say that to me.
Yeah.
Because I will be up there like next
we'll be tearing
next
up
week.
Some shit.
I'll be like, take me to a house. Look at
No, so
I'll be dug a hole.
So true story. So my family, we sell and fabricate rebar, but we also sell other construction building supplies as well. Our good friend, he does a lot of land clearing for like malls, schools, subdivisions, like the big subdivisions, stuff like that.
So like grading and shit?
Right. So he's got all that equipment that's like that. And so yeah, I mean, you're talking about like a Sandy, like 15-ton machine excavator.
Damn, Dustin, you ain't told me all this. Now I need to come tear.
Well,
up
you
some
did
shit.
ask.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Jeff, dude, this motherfucker's holding out.
I know,
Georgia
right?
ain't that far, man.
Now,
I will be there.
Exactly.
Now every other guy that Jeff meets, he's like, hey, you don't by chance have any further construction equipment?
Exactly. I need to come tear up some shit, man. That's right.
So we had my family, my mom's side of the family.
If anything, I want to do some donuts in a front load or something.
I want to dig a pond, man. You know,
right?
The,
Sorry, man. We didn't mean to interrupt
no,
your
you're
story.
fine. You're fine. So my parents
excuse me
inherited this piece of property that was in my mom's family and bought some other people out as far as other family members because she wanted to keep it in the family in our family. So there was an old house that was decrepit there, and so we got to take one of those excavators and like just we tore the house down and then we put it in a pile and burned it, and then we took the rest of it and just buried it. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Dude, is Rich still in here?
Yeah.
I can't see because I'm not sitting in front of the computer screen. But Rich, man, one of the funnest things I've ever done in my life was we had a buddy of ours that bought a house in upstate New York near Albany. And it was out in the country. He bought like 40 acres of land, and there was a house on it that the county deemed uninhabitable, right? So he bought the land, and the house was not like included in the price of the land because it was uninhabitable.
You burn it and then pushed it all into the basement.
No, we did something much more fun.
Blew it to a tannerite.
C4.
Well, we didn't. I mean, yes, we were all in the military, but it's not like you can just go and like pick up packs of C4 and.
Really?
You phoned the USS North Carolina, which launched a missile attack from Pearl Harbor.
This was after the fact. This was after the fact.
You call IT support, and they hacked into the U.S. North Carolina, and they launched the missiles.
Damn, man. I know I'm not on camera, but give me a chance to say what we did. Damn. So,
kid.
So we called the fire department, and we were like, hey, man, if we burn this place down, can y'all come and observe to make sure we don't do anything crazy? And they were like, sure. So the fire department was like, yeah, we're going to use this as training. right? Which I guess the fire departments are all about getting free training in, you know, especially if it's not like something that they have to fund.
Exactly.
You know, if there's, you mean we don't have to expend any funding for this training? Yes, we will be there.
Well, hell.
Right. So, so we told them what we wanted to do, and we got the permits and all that crap to like burn this place to the ground. And you know, the fire department didn't know exactly what we were planning to do, so we went and got like 25. So what would be 20 times 5? 100? Is that 100?
20 times.
Yeah,
20 times
100.
Yeah.
100 gallons of gasoline.
Big lose.
Right, 100 gallons of gasoline,
Big
and
lose,
like,
Dave. Don't use gas. Use diesel. But go ahead.
so we used gasoline. So we poured gasoline all through the front of this place, and in every room we left like an open 5-gallon bucket of
You
gasoline.
see Fireman over here cringing, don't you? He's like, he's killing it.
Like 5-gallon bucket. Like we took Home Depot buckets and filled them with 5 gallons of gasoline.
Also
Not
known
to
as the
mention-
booby trap bomb. But go
Yes.
ahead. Yeah, I digress.
In every room, we had a 5-gallon Homies bucket, like big orange Homies bucket full of gasoline in every room. And we tied these big ass, so we had like 5 big ass pickup trucks, you know, like big Dodge Ram 3500s, Ford F350s, big diesel trucks, you know, that can like yank a house off its foundation, right? So we had chains, you know, tied to every corner of this house, and we threw Molotov cocktails. We opened the windows and we're throwing Molotov cocktails into the house until we could get this shit to ignite, because we didn't want to be anywhere near it, right? So we're just throwing shit in there until we could get the fucker to blow up. And dude, I will tell you, that is the biggest explosion I've ever seen in my life. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And as soon as the house like went ablaze, the 4 trucks fucking started pulling on the corners, and the whole top of the house like collapsed onto the bottom and just boo. It was Mushroom Cloud Central, dude. It was the baddest thing I've ever seen. And the fire department guys are sitting there like, wow.
Now that's a fire.
Now that's a fire. It was awesome. We busted out some hot dogs and marshmallows that night.
Damn right. Damn right.
Man.
It was pretty kick ass.
So I can show you guys the equipment that I used in the military. This is my specialty. And I'll orientate you to the screen. In the middle, you see this piece of equipment. That's a C-truck, like a front loader and a backhoe in the rear. And each side is
it a backhoe or a rear hoe?
For you, it's a rear hoe.
I like it.
So here it is.
There it goes.
Yep. The
Damn.
sucker gets yanked out of the plane at about 1,000 feet up, and then we put it on the ground.
Oh, you yanking him out of like a C-17?
Yep.
All right. I'm not watching right now. I just imagine what you're doing.
Yeah, that was yep. So then we dropped 15 of those at one time into Afghanistan.
Damn.
Now, how many C-17s were involved in this? 15?
5.
You had 3 vehicles per plane?
Yep, 3 platforms.
Awesome.
They did a Black Ops from Germany with a mid-flight refuel. We packed them up in North Carolina, Fort Bragg. Well, Pope put the parachutes on them in the platform and all that. Went over there, waited. They dropped them out of the sky.
Damn.
It was good shit.
Dude, that's
Also,
like Navy Seabees, dude. Those guys are some crazy bitches.
Also, I played with shit tons of demo in the Army, C4. I mean, we had more than what we could even blow up sometimes. We were just putting it out there to get rid of it.
Now, did you do civil engineering in the Army?
No, that was before my college.
Okay.
But essentially, I was an engineer.
Hey, Josh.
Runways, roads, bridges. Yep.
Josh, the chat wants to know what you're eating.
Oh, I am eating.
Dick? He's eating dick.
No, that's Dave. That's why he's off screen.
Right.
Chips, guacamole, and then
he went 2 in the deep.
And
Some
cheese
cheese
puffs?
puffs.
What is that?
I don't know if I could tell you what cheese puffs are. I mean, Cheetos.
You know, Josh,
Cheese
I
puffs are
gotta tell you,
Puff
Cheetos.
cheese.
Yeah, maybe. I think these are Tops brands. It's a local grocery store, and they suck.
Josh, I gotta tell you, you're my brother for life because we served in the military. But it is an honor to be able to constantly fuck with you because you were in the army. You know, and I love how, you know, and you know how it is, man, because, you know, we were veteran, all 4 branches, just so like anybody that doesn't know, all 4, well, and we don't even include the 5th.
That's what's funny is because they don't even include the 5th. It's a coastie. It doesn't count.
That's how fucked up we are, right? Is we don't even include the Coast Guard as the branch, right?
I'm just flipping through the channels, man. Top Gun's on. Tom Cruise looks like he's about 12.
Right?
I mean, it's like, damn. It's like, look, there he is.
And you know what's funny? Well, let me finish what I was saying though. Like me and Josh and like Dave's RC and all the veterans, man. I don't care what branch you served in. We're all brothers for life. You know, and we will all support each other to the end, but we will fuck with each other nonstop. Like they'll call me gay because I was in the Navy. They'll call me double gay because I was in fucking submarines, which might be true. You know what I'm saying? Fucking 100 men go down, 50 couples come up. What's up?
Damn.
So, you know, but at the end of the day, like we're brothers forever. But man, like there is a constant fucking feud going on between the 4 branches, not the Coast Guard. You know, because what the fuck do they do? I mean, that's why there's a height requirement in the Coast Guard. You got to be at least 6 foot tall, because if the ship sinks, you got to be able to walk back to the shore.
So Fred Barron was saying that he worked in a steel mill with a 50-ton 992 loaders. Slag pot carriers, 50-ton empty pots, 3,000 degree slag, 850 material handler, overhead cranes with dual 93-inch magnets, and 50 rail cars of scrap in a day.
That's huge.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty daggone serious.
Yeah, that's
wow.
a big operation, right?
That is weak. Like on a submarine, I was plowing 9,000 tons of steel through the ocean, my man. Boom. I'm just saying.
Just saying. What's saying?
Oh man. Now my grandfather, he was in the Seabees in Nam, and he was talking about how he was on he was on a boat. So he's like, this is a fucked up story. So he would send Marines up the river, up the Yang River, and bring them back, up and back, up and back.
Like in patrol boats?
Yeah. So they would. So when they go, on patrols, he would, take them to their point, leave, then go back and get them. Well, he was coming back, empty because he just dropped some guys off. Comes back to like the harbor, if you will, and he's like, "My ship is gone. The ship I was assigned to, the USS Yancey, was just gone." I was like, "So what'd you do?" He's like, "I just went to another ship, and they handed me a box of MREs and said, 'Here, stay by the pier and wait for your ship to come back. Because when your ship comes back, you'll know when it comes back, won't you?'" So he said, "I sat there for 3 days doing absolutely jack shit." He's like, "Only I did was fishing." He's like, "That's when I found my love for fishing." I'm like,
so you got Fred Barron was in the Army too, doing something with tanks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that's the differentiation between the rest of the Navy and the submarine force. And this is, one of those somber moments that I'll, if you could see me on camera right now, you'd see that my face is a little more serious than it normally is. Like submarines is a truly no man left behind type scenario. Like if a submarine crew goes down and there's like 12 survivors, like we're going to pick them up and we're going to take them home. like leaving them on the pier, that's fucked up, dude.
Mhm.
Like, screw those guys for doing that. That kind of makes me upset. But I'm good now. We can laugh again.
Yeah, that may be the Navy in general, because I know that, say, the Army as a whole, as far as fighting, we are definitely a no man left behind.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you know, when submarines are in trouble, because I mean, just being as look, seriously, when the Kursk, the U, well, not the USS, but it was a Russian ship.
Mm-hmm.
When the Russian submarine, the Kursk, went down in the shit, what the fuck? They were in some sea,
Black
you
Sea?
know. No, it wasn't the Black Sea. It was.
Could have been.
It was it was the Barents. Yeah, yeah.
Barents.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So when they
Fred Barron.
went, no, it wasn't the Fred Barron. It was Barents with a T.
Fred Barron
When
RC.
when they went down, the U.S. Navy. I mean, submariners are. We have each other's backs. Enemy, foreign, domestic. I don't give a shit. Friend, foe, whoever you are. If you're a submariner, I mean, even if we shoot a torpedo at you to knock your fucking ship out of the water, we're gonna save your sailors. You know, like we tried so hard, and that was a sad moment for the submarine force. You know, because even though we're enemies, at the end of the day, man, being a submariner is such a you know, I don't want to call it an honor. That is such a it's fucked up. Submarine duty is fucked up duty. I mean, there's no way to slice it other than that. And we tried to go and save those guys because there was still about 24 guys that were still alive on that boat, and we were trying so hard to negotiate with stupid dickhead Vladimir Putin, who was like, "No, we don't need your help. We got this." Blah blah blah. Man, fuck you. You didn't have it, you know. And they let people die on that fucking boat, and that it still sickens me to this day. And you know, just that's the thing, man. Like submarine guys, it doesn't matter what country you're from. It doesn't matter if you were shooting at us the minute before. Like if we sank your ship, we just won battleship, and now we're here to save your people. You know,
right?
I mean that's it. Like the fact that they served on submarines at all garners a massive amount of respect, because that takes a huge amount of crazy just to get on board one of them bitches.
I tell you what is I'm glad I never had to make the decision, because I would have felt stupid. But you know, to go through the Army and all of the training and know that if someone is dead, you're recovering that body, and it's like, holy
You're damn
shit,
right you are.
You are going to put your life on line for a dead body.
Absolutely.
But then again, you can't think about it like that. You have to think, no ifs, ands, or buts. I have to recover that body. You have to think that way, or else doubt will creep in.
Dude, that is still your brother in life and death.
Yep.
You got to bring him home, man. No man left behind, period.
And I can say I'm glad I never had to put myself in that position. And you know, that sea truck that you guys saw be pulled out of that plane, it was not an armored vehicle. The vehicle I drove the second tour was VHOL, and I say that for a reason, because if that blast hits, you're out.
Yeah, you're talking about MRAV, right?
Somewhat. I mean, it's a different vehicle, but yeah, that MRAB I think is VHOL. And just like the new Humvees are, the old Humvees are, you have a flat bottom that a anti-tank mine will hit, and all of the concussion forces will take out those soldiers, along with unite the diesel. But yeah, they had to get permission for me to ride down this road from a general with this vehicle that was non-armored. And it was crazy, because it was this same spot where they had this mission where they had to walk up. We had to try and get these soldiers across this bridge. And they said, Josh, well, Weaver, you're riding in your sea truck up there, non-armored. You get exploded, you hit something. You're going through. It was basically IED Alley. I mean, IED Alley is just called that for a reason.
Yeah, it is.
And it's just like, all right, I'll go. I'm going. I don't know anything. I'm just whatever.
You just go get them, man. You just go get them.
You can't. I was having fun because it's like, well, you're gonna die. You might as well have fun. I was getting some film. I still have some film from those days as well, and just enjoying the sights and and it's thinking, holy shit, this place and these mountains that are rocks and these people, they build these terraces, and it's beautiful because they do all the water just right, and it's green, and this place could be like a resort, Disney World, and it's just a war-torn country. How stupid are we as a whole? It's so yeah.
Dude, did you ever get to go to Dubai? Did you ever get to experience like the good parts of the Middle East?
No, I never did anything like that. The only time I went anywhere other than direct back and forth was for leave to watch my kid be born on the second tour. So I went to someplace, but really I didn't even get off those. Actually, you know what? I could tell a story. It wasn't me. I did not go out there, but the red light district. And this is this one story that this guy.
Sure, you didn't go out there.
I swear to God, I didn't.
There was some other guy named Joshua.
So this guy goes out and he gives this lady his sweater, and then there's this other guy outside the room, and he gave the sweater. He's like, "Hey, look, I don't have any more money, but I'm not going to leave without my sweater. So let me put it in your ass." She's like, all right, I will. And so next thing you know, here comes Josh running out with no shirt on and saying to the guy on the other side of the door, we got to go. I don't know. That was the story I heard from the red light district on the way home. And
you heard that, right? It wasn't firsthand experience.
It wasn't. It was a guy named Josh. But yeah, I'm actually glad I didn't go out to that. He said the bouncer was like, whatever guard was following him out the door. And the other guy was like, what the hell? Just run.
So a day in the Middle East,
sweater in your
and I'll tell you, like submarines, it's a different kind of warfare. And I've mentioned that to a couple of other soldiers before, and they were like, well, what the fuck does that mean? A different kind of warfare? Like, dude, everything is trying to kill you on a submarine, not just people. Everything is trying to kill you. The water, the fucking enemies, everybody is trying to kill you. But when we would pull in, we'd pull into places that were friendly to the United States. I mean, obviously. So we pulled into to Dubai and Haifa, Israel. And I know that like the stuff that they show on CNN of Israel is like this war-torn country, because all they're showing you is like the Gaza Strip, which is like fucking rockets firing over the Suez Canal all the time and shit getting fucked up. But like Haifa, Israel is like a resort, and Dubai is amazing. And I don't know where they import like these blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls from, but they're everywhere. It was great shit.
From Russia, Dave.
That's exactly where they come from.
Sex trafficking.
That's probably exactly where they come from. But
from Russia with love.
Yeah.
Whatever. Seeds are getting spread. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I got to hit it. I'm tired.
See you later, dude.
It's been fun, man. Thank you for having me, Dustin. Enjoyed it, buddy.
Whatever. Baby back, bitch. Baby back, bitch.
I'm glad somebody else can run this stream.
Damn.
Have a good night, Jeff.
Hey, you got to keep up with Kenny, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, man. 24-hour show on Christmas Eve. Even if I'm not here, my stream will be running. Guys will be in the room.
Yeah.
Damn right.
So we got to make it happen.
You go and take your 2-hour nap, and we'll see you back in 2 hours.
Hey, Monday is Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah.
No.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
practice
Eve.
round.
Yeah. Evie.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, well, I've enjoyed it, guys. Y'all have a good night.
Absolutely. It's always a good time. It's always a good time.
Well, Dave, you're not even in the picture, man. So what are you talking
That's
about?
all right. Look, man, I can talk.
I mean, I think
That's
you're
the nice
in
part is I can talk about anything I want, and y'all can't see me. I could be smacking my pud. I could be doing whatever.
You can't see us?
I think Dave's in the crap or somewhere. He's in the head or something, you know.
No, y'all would hear me peeing if I was doing that. And
I don't know. He's probably laying in bed, man. You know.
y'all can never call me European.
Did you just let off the lighter, Dave?
Damn.
Yeah, but I'm smoking cigarettes, not weed.
God. All right, Brian. I'll see you, buddy. You don't say much, but hey, it's all good.
No, Brian just sits in the corner, man. He's like, y'all ain't gonna get the best of me.
That's right. Quiet, man. Quiet.
Y'all are streaming this.
Y'all
Yeah,
have
right.
a good night, man, and I will see y'all later.
Later,
Like
man.
I ain't embarrassing myself on national television in front of 12 motherfuckers.
We mean national.
Or however
This,
many
this is
people.
international. We are that awesome.
It really is, dude. And I'll tell you, the first time we did this, and Robert joined this pilot, Robert from Slovenia joined the stream. Man, that was the greatest thing in the history of RC.
That was pretty cool.
That was an international flight meet, man. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And that guy's cooler than cool gets.
That's historical. You know, good luck, and I can hope it's me that just being stingy, I guess, that whoever's gonna get Captain Blas and Pilot Robert on the show at the same time.
Dude, that would have been so much fun.
Yeah.
Wrecking Roy says Dave's smoking out.
I'm smoking cigarettes, goddammit. But I'm drinking a copious amounts of alcohol.
Alcohol.
Josh, you said you're running a stream on Christmas Eve?
Yep.
24 hours. 24.
Well, I'll try to get it up and running on my phone. I got to work Christmas Eve, so if we catch something, I'll bring you along for the ride.
Nice.
Oh,
Sweet.
dude. Do it over the cell stream. Like, disconnect from the fucking Wi-Fi before you jump on.
I didn't expect it last time, Dave. I wasn't thinking about that.
Because that'll be kick-ass. And just point the fucking phone towards the burning inferno.
I just got to, be easy on it because I have, there's going to be certain points where I'm probably going to have to black it out or mute it out or do something. So,
well, don't carry the cell phone with you. Just stick it inside the fucking ladder truck, and point it outside towards the house where we can't hear
tape
nothing.
It to
we
your
can
helmet.
just see it.
There you go. Tape it to your helmet to your chest. Just.
Well, we'll see what we get. I think I'm on the engine that night. I'll have to look.
So when GoPro 7 says streaming, is it only to Facebook? Does anybody know?
I honestly don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't own a GoPro, so I
that's
can't.
above my
I give you
pay
nothing.
grade.
Yeah.
Learn cam.
Yeah.
The camera that I'm gonna get, thanks GB Linden, I know he's not in here anymore, is the Sony AX53, and that's why I can't do any more videos on airplanes for a while. I got the green light to get the Havoc only because it comes with a free fucking battery, a free $125 battery at that. So, I mean, I can't turn that shit down, but there will be no more airplane reviews for a while because I got to save my pennies to get this Sony fucking camera. And then I'll turn the wife loose. We're filming some fucking airplanes now, woman.
Randy is taking off. Good night, Randy.
Good night, Randy.
You should have been in the
Larry.
stream with us, man. You should have jumped in.
Yeah, I posted the link a few times. I'm telling the guys they can come in here if they wanted to, but no.
Randy's the one who got us hooked on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for real. Randy is the one that got us hooked on this shit.
Yeah.
God damn it.
God damn it.
So, Brian, what do you do?
He doesn't talk.
At the landfill.
You do what now?
Heavy machine operator at the landfills.
Nice. What do you
Oh,
operate?
that's right. You were at work the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You like a front end loader?
Get front end loader, excavator, compactors, the one with the spike wheels on it.
Mm-hmm.
Volvos.
Oh, you guys don't run Caterpillar? You're dead to me.
No.
Did you just say Volvos?
Volvo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The articulating dump truck.
Now, Volvo is like for their articulating dump trucks. They are the ones to have in the industry.
It's like driving a Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh yeah,
That's nice. I haven't ever been in anything like that. I have been in a rubber track deuce, though. Is what they call it. It's a rubber track bulldozer. Travels like 50, 60 miles an hour. AC heat.
Mm-hmm.
Steering wheel forward, back. That's it. Well, the articulation is pretty nice. All on one. You know what I mean? Instead of all the levers.
mm-hmm. That'd be nice.
Yeah. The only thing about
Mm-hmm.
this, and you guys appreciate this, is say we never went through a track in the States at all. Never tore through one. When we got to Afghanistan, everything was different. The soil and the rocks were so bad over there trying to dig. Every 3 days, we would go through a set of rubber track, and they had to ship another set in.
A lot of sharp rocks.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
just shred them up.
Yep. So it's good for going 50 miles an hour. But
What's Fred Barron talking about? He says that's me. What you talking about? That's me.
Maybe he's talking about being a machine operator.
Does he operate heavy machinery?
He might out there at the foundry or wherever
Yeah.
he's working.
Does he operate Volvos?
got to move metal. What did he say? 93-inch magnet? That's got to be quite a big support structure.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it was 2 of them. I mean, that's pretty big. I hate to be the guy walking by there and have like a plate in my head. Well, not that they used anything that's ferrous material, it's mostly titanium, but still, the thought of it's funny.
Yeah, everybody thinks I go off in a metal detector. At first, I thought I did, and I was kind of expecting it.
Mhm.
Oh, I got my surgery. I'm going to go beep. No, you just walk right on through.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that sucks.
Now I will get beeped going through because I've got an insulin pump.
Oh, yeah?
And we were coming back from my honeymoon, and the TSA agent grabbed my pump, and I guess didn't realize like it's actually physically attached, like it's a tether that's it's basically an IV bag, right, or IV syringe is all it is of insulin, and like she goes to take it off of me like to check it out. I'm like, and I grabbed her hand. She's like, "Don't touch me." I'm like, well, stay off my $1,000 piece of equipment, multi-$1,000 piece of equipment.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, exactly. Because that shit ain't cheap.
Don't touch me.
So, of course, my wife, she's like, don't cool it. Don't become a hothead. Because I hate stupidity. Speaking of insulin, I need to get myself some.
Reckless.
Is your pump not working right?
No, I've been sitting here like eating. I'll eat like sitting here and eat peanut butter. It's a good.
Goddamn.
It's a good diabetic food.
Yeah, it seems like that's just not true at all.
Oh,
Is
no,
it really?
Oh yeah, peanut
'cause-
butter sandwich is the thing to eat for a diabetic.
Man, I don't know. I'm
It's
diabetic.
That's
Clearly, I can
slow-
sit here and
slow
drink
controlled
fucking rum and
release.
coke all night.
Well, like this is all natural, so it has a lot of more fiber in it than say like something like Peter Pan, or something like that. So the fiber offsets the sugar content because your body has to use more energy to burn fiber. So it just offsets it, and it's just, if you get kind of hungry and you really don't eat nothing, it's good just to eat it and get filled up faster. It's like drinking a glass of milk, but milk is high in sugar. So, and I can't drink almond milk. I can't stand it.
Yeah, my dad's diabetic, so I'm pretty sure, and his sister was diabetic, and his mom was diabetic, and his dad was diabetic, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to get hit with it eventually. And I may even have it now. I just need to go to the doctor and find out for myself. But
you honestly really don't got to do that. The only thing I could go do is go to Walmart, get you a blood glucose meter, sugar tester, and test it. Don't eat for 4 hours. Test your blood sugar. Eat at 2 hours after you eat. Test it, and if it's above, let's just say 120, then yeah, you're type 2.
Well, I'll take your word for it, but I'd rather have a doctor give me the. I'd rather have a doctor tell me.
You don't have to put your heads up the butcher's ass, right?
Yeah, right. I'd rather have a doctor tell me.
You'll take the butcher's word for it.
Like, hey guys, I did myself my own blood glucose test, and I'm gonna need me some insulin.
Dr. Dustin.
Bing,
Well,
ding, ding, ding,
I ain't
ding,
gonna lie,
ding,
man.
ding,
True,
ding, ding,
true
ding.
story. My wife, she was the one that said, I think, because I'm 32. I just turned 32, and I was
Goddamn,
25.
and you're already running on the insulin pump, huh?
Well, I was diagnosed when I was 25 because I'm type 1.
Wow.
So basically, my pancreas just woke up one day and said, "Fuck you, I'm done. I'm out. Peace."
Right,
And that was
done.
it. And she's like, "I think you may have diabetes." And of course, I'm 25, and I'm like, I'm healthy as I ever been. I'm like, "You crazy, you crazy Asian lady? Like you, nah." And I checked. When my buddy's like, "Yeah, you might want to check it out," and he was type 2 or is type 2. Checked it on his tester, and it wouldn't read it. So of course we get online, start reading the manual and stuff, and it says it will not read it if it's below 30 or if it's higher than 500. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, like new high score, right? Like whatever, because I didn't know nothing about diabetes. So I go to the doctor, and the doctor wants to she comes back in, she has like me pissing a cup, has a stick, and like drops it in there, and it just turns black instantaneous. And she's like, "This is bad. This is bad." I'm like, "Well, how bad is bad? Like bad like I'm gonna die bad, or bad like here's a pill, come back and see me tomorrow bad?"
Like you're gonna die bad.
Yeah, she's like, "You need to be at a hospital." And they did my test and everything. My sugar was 629, and I hadn't ate that day. And my A1C, which is your average 3 month of your blood sugar, was 9.7. And she's like, "You need to be at the hospital." Matter of fact, I already called the ambulance for you to. We're taking you to the hospital now. I'm like, I'm not paying for that shit. Nah, because I was fine. I was talking to you like I'm talking to you now. And so she gave me some pins of insulin. She's like, "Here's a sliding chart. Just give yourself dosage and just keep get your sugar under 120. Keep it there." And then 3 months later, I was on my insulin pump, and I've been on it ever since. So I mean, it's like tethered to me.
Wow,
constantly.
man.
So only time it comes off is either you get in the shower or some hanky panky. That's the only time it comes off.
You take it off for hanky panky?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that'd be fucking sweet to have on.
Yeah, like wrap
Like
around
a
her neck
little
and
robe.
kind of pull on her.
Fuck yeah.
Nah.
At least you can have a good attitude about it, though, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it has its up and downs about it. There's a lot of stuff you can't do within reason because, of going low. Right?
Like hanky panky?
Well, hell, no. I've only had about 3 diabetic episodes in my life, and I had one this past Tuesday where I was asleep, and apparently, like, I was getting like pissed off, like I was having a dream or something. I kept huffing and puffing, and my wife woke me up, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was so confused, like. It's like, have you ever been in a situation or where you're like, you know what you're trying to say, but you can't speak it? Like, you have a disconnect? And then she touched me, and I was just sweating as if I just got out of the shower. Like, I was sweating that much. And she checked my blood sugar, and it was 29. And of course, so she comes in there with like Honey, because Honey acts pretty quick. But yeah, I mean that's bad. So when that stuff happens, you got to go to the doctor because they're supposed to run tests and stuff like that on you. Just make sure you don't have any type of like kidney damage. Because every time you go low, the next time you go that low, you don't feel it. You have to go lower to feel it. So you walk a dangerous line when you get that low, because that shit can go bad pretty quick at that point. So I was very fortunate for her to, wake me up. In that regard.
Yeah, and that's how my dad is. Now my aunt and my uncle, which is why I feel like I need to watch myself.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt and my uncle both died from going into comas from their blood sugar dropping out. So they went into diabetic comas and their kidneys just failed on them and they died.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad, he was, he's a fucking doctor. He's an orthopedic doctor. He's a bone doctor.
Right.
But I mean, regardless of what kind of doctor you are, you still had to go through fucking medical school. So he knows a little bit, and he's like, don't fuck with it. Your whole family has diabetes, so you probably will develop diabetes at some point in your life. And when you get it, don't fuck with it. And my dad has outlived them all because he was a medical professional. He's like 73 now or something. And none of my aunts or uncles that had diabetes. Now, I've got another aunt that has never had one sign of diabetes. So, maybe it skips me. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe I'm lucky. But, I'm ready.
Yeah.
If it happens, I'm ready for it.
And the sad thing is they don't know where it comes from. They don't know how it happens as far as like type 1.
But it's definitely, there is definitely something to be said for the
genetic portion of it.
Yeah, because it will follow families,
And so it's like, and two is what kind of, I guess, chaps my ass. You get these people that are like, oh, one day they'll find a cure. I'm like,
never.
No. The pump itself without insurance is $7,000. Then every month you have to buy the tether, which
the catheter, right? Yeah.
Well, no, you got to buy the syringe, right? You got to buy this piece, right? Which is just a glorified syringe.
I mean, I can't see it right now, man. I'm just listening.
You can watch it later. We're streaming.
My dad has that shit. Yeah, look, he's got a pump.
It's stupid expensive. A 3-month supply is $1,700. It's fucking, excuse my language, but it's plastic. It's made out of don't even get me started, but yeah, it's plastic. Why does this cost this much?
So look, my dad, he's got his blood sugar meter and he's got an insulin pump and he's got a blood sugar meter that are wired to him 24/7. And they talk to each other over fucking Bluetooth.
Yeah,
right?
That's what this pump does. This pump is the first bionic pump that's been released in the States. And what it'll do is it's another sensor that you have to put on. You inject it it has like a launcher that injects underneath your skin.
Yeah.
And it just monitors, and if you see your sugar go up high, it starts giving you like little burst of insulin to bring you back down. It's an artificial pancreas is what it's trying to do, and it does very well, but it's just the cost of it. It's just the sheer cost of it.
And I think that may be because you're so young. My dad's in his 70s, so fucking whatever, Medicare, and he's on TRICARE. He's retired Air Force, so between the 2 or 3 insurance policies he's got, I mean, it ended up getting paid for.
Right.
But he's got, both 24/7 blood sugar monitoring going on because he's got like this probe under his skin that he has to replace like once a week. Like, I don't envy him for that shit. And he's got the insulin pump going on. So he's wired for speed, man. He doesn't have to worry about nothing anymore. Like, it monitors my blood sugar and my insulin levels, and it just pumps when it needs to, and when it doesn't, You know, it doesn't do anything. So
Right.
I don't. He doesn't do any of his counts anymore. He doesn't even carry like the little thing that like he's got to poke a hole in his thumb anymore.
Right, right.
So he's good now. He don't worry about nothing.
Yeah. Yeah,
He just eats what he wants.
Yeah, they're called continuous glucose monitors, and they're great. And I still got some, and I'll put one on about. I'll skip like maybe a month, and then I'll wear one for 2 weeks straight, or wear two for 2 weeks straight, and then skip another month just to spread it out, right? As far as just cost
Right.
goes in it.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Because you're so young, you don't have,
Well, it's like my site for like my pump. They want you to replace it every 3 days. I'm like, no, this stuff's so expensive. Like, I fill the syringe up and I take it off, and either it falls off or I run out of insulin. Like it stays.
Yeah.
But typically it'll last about 5 to 6 days, and then I'll change it out. And then the thing about it though is as insulin warms up, it becomes less effective. So those last like maybe 4.5 to 6 days, I have to use more insulin and be on top of it more because the insulin's less as effective.
Now,
But
do you have your insulin like delivered to you?
Yeah. So you have to do like the mail order service, so it shows up in a beer cooler with like the ice packs
Yeah.
and stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my dad gets his shit delivered on like dry ice and then keeps it in the freezer.
Yep. So, matter of fact, I've got to order some because we're about to change insurance here and come the first. But it's a sucky disease, but it could be worse. Is how I look at it. It could be worse.
That's one of those if you say so fucking.
I mean, it could. I mean, think
Sure.
about it. Think what else is all out there, and I'm very fortunate.
It
to
could
be
be
able,
worse. You're right. It
Mhm.
could be.
but because it's either like for me, right? I'll stick myself up to 9 times a day, injection wise. So I had to keep insulin with me and needles, nine needles a day, versus one poke every 4 to 6 days now.
Right.
So
Yeah, that is a lot better.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But the offset is the cost, because you can walk into Walmart and say, "Hey, I need some needles." They'll give you a bag of needles or syringes for it. But yeah, that's my soapbox for tonight.
So I walk into Walmart every now and then, and like for I use a paintbrush to paint my planes,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll buy like the cheap ass, apple barrel acrylic paint from Walmart, and I'll go up to the pharmacy and be like, "Hey guys, can I get some syringes?" And they'll be like, "For what?" "I'm mixing paints," and they'll just hand me like a dozen fucking syringes
Oh yeah.
for free. I mean, they don't give a shit.
And I keep syringes in my go bag here. That's always with me because I've had it where to my pump, like the tether would get like a blockage. So then I take my little syringe that I showed you that's in my pump and take insulin out from that and then just inject it into me. And I got to do it every 4 hours. Technically supposed to do it every 2 hours, but until I can get back home to swap it out. But oh yeah.
Well, guys, I have to cut it. I have to go to bed.
Yeah, I got to get up at 8 o'clock anyhow.
Y'all are some big ass titty babies.
Let's just all leave and not tell Dave. He can't see
No,
us.
look, I can hear you, bitches.
Brian.
Hey, we're gonna replay somebody else's stream on YouTube, and I'll zoom it in here.
Yeah. Just replay that shit, and I'll be talking over him like, "Yeah, man, I'm interacting with these guys live."
Yeah, man, I blew this shit up.
It's like, have you ever seen the video? There's this guy that takes 2 scam calls at once and then like puts the phones together, and so they're talking back and forth. And Brian's like, I've seen that, yeah. We can do that with him. But it's been cool, guys. It's been cool.
You guys staying here?
Oh, I'm heading to bed. I gotta get up early for a
If
Saturday.
he's cutting the stream, then it's all over, man. It's over.
Mm-hmm. Well, just think about it. We'll be back together on Tuesday night. I might have to play Santa. I don't know yet.
I don't know, y'all. I gotta like tonight's like my last night of being able to do this unrestricted. Because tomorrow, like all the shit you see hanging on the walls, like that shit's all coming down, and the getters are getting packed up. The getters.
The getters.
And the airplanes, man, they're all making the move. Like we gotta get into our new house and get the hell out of this one before they charge us another month's of rent. I'll kick them bitches in the ding ding.
And the ding ding.
We gotta get the hell out of here.
All right, guys. Well, I'll see
Speaking
y'all.
of get the hell out of here, adios, guys. Have a good night.
Later, guys. Y'all have a good night. Let everybody on YouTube.
You like that
guys.
snappy salute, son? I still got it.
You got it.